All
Are we
right,
starting?
now we're
Great.
starting. Yeah, now we're on. Ugh, that was awful. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, after that brilliant start, here we are. We made it to episode 50. Look at us.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, half a century of episodes. And even though it felt like we were in the Underdark for half a century, it was really only like 2 days.
Slept in one spot for 3 days.
Yeah, 3 Underdark
They were
days.
in
We
there
think.
for 4 days. Then.
Yeah.
We think.
No, I'm pretty sure we're gonna pop out of the Underdark and find that it's been like an hour. Nothing's actually happened.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, if you missed everything that's happened until now, here it all is. I'm going to tell you the whole story. A long time ago, there was a thing that happened called the Vanishing, and 4 heroes set out to stop it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was a long time ago. Just go with it. 4 heroes set out to stop it, and they became collectors, and they started gathering bits of prophecy and tracking down who might have been behind it. And they eventually found out that it had something to do with Shar and some cultists devoted to Shar. And then eventually the Illithid were involved somehow. And so those 4 heroes took Efilas, who was an elf from Emelis who had been researching it, down into the Underdark to try and get to whatever the cause was and stop it. And they all died. And then 4 new heroes went down, and 3 of them died. And so now we have these 4 heroes who trekked all the way through the Underdark and got to this chamber with an Elder Brain and destroyed it before somebody took it through a portal. That's my theory anyway. Somebody snatched it through a portal into the Astral Sea. And when last we were with these heroes, they sort of took care of the final loose ends and set off with the gnomes to go back to their home, which had been under attack by the Illithid. Got there and found that it had been overrun, found some survivors and helped them get out of the rubble, and then set off with one of the gnomes who had been with them, Fluville, to go to Angris, the home of the dwarves. And when they got there, were greeted by another Illithid and some thralls who pounded on Prince Elishu and Wigbit pretty seriously before...
The thralls did not pound on me.
Okay, well, I mean, technically...
you pounded on them.
Technically, I got shot multiple times by Kel Hawthorne.
Who is kind
Who
of...
happens to also be the narrator at this point, which is why it's being specifically omitted.
I mean, he was... I said thralls. He was kind of like... He was a thrall.
It's true. He was a thrall.
He was
Yeah.
Temporary thrall, but
For that moment, he was a thrall.
Yeah.
And he did
Also known as
shoot...
Kel.
He did shoot Elishu several times.
Yeah.
But they managed to survive and realized that there should be dwarves here where they've made their way into Angris, and there aren't. So where we left off, we were trying to get to Angris and then back up to the surface to Emelis to find out what had happened. But first, where are the dwarves?
There it is. So, yeah, so I imagine like this episode opening with like that long shot of like camera wandering through the hallways, and like you can tell you're like in a dwarven hall, but obviously there's no dwarves around. You just see like an empty dwarven hall, moving through, and then somewhere you get like an intersection, and the camera picks up the sounds of like combat in the distance somewhere. But where it is, we don't know. And eventually the camera like zooms in, and it like paces through. And so like, I just want to show you guys first and everybody watching. This has been a project for the last week. I wanted to create I guess I probably need to put you on the screen. And you'll have to blow it up because it filled up.
Look at that.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah. So this is Angris, and I just I got kind of sucked into making I had already drawn Dwarven Kingdom, but I was like, hey, let's see if this Dungeon Scrawl website, and it's pretty cool actually. If you've never used it to make things, And I know it's big and clunky, and I was trying to like get it to export over and get it to match up in tiles, and it was too big to do all that. So, I've been accused of making big maps before. So,
You've been observed making big maps. Negative term.
So, but yeah, so if you want to, just kind of follow along, because we're going to pick up where we left off, because I don't know what kind of shape Prince Elishu and Wigbit are, but Aaron, but they're under kind of right here underneath this bridge in the Cavern of Lost Ways, and I don't know if it's showing up. Yeah, right there. Yeah, and they came from this huge. This is the passageway, the chamber, the 400-foot chamber that they came out of. So, and I did scale this, so I can kind of give you an idea of how big everything is. So this big old brown chamber. If you're trying to figure out like the layers, obviously the white parts are the actual like the stuff fashioned out of the stone, the dwarven parts, and then the rest are caves, passageways, mines, things like that. And so, but yeah, so that's where you came up from there, and then you came down this passageway, and then you emerged in here, and so their thralls in the Cavern of Lost Ways. And I'll flip you over to your folks here for a minute, because I know that two of us were in fairly bad shape when the battle was over, and Efilas and Caleth and Fuvil and Oma had their own thralls in Illithid to deal with, like on the other side of the Cavern of Lost Ways. So they come back over, and they're nicked up a little bit here and there. But everybody survived. Fuvil probably found somewhere to duck down and not get hit.
Yeah, Emelis and Efilas, I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah. So Oma has a couple scratches, but yeah. But yeah, so they come back over to you, and and that's where we pick up.
Whew. Let's take a little break somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a little worse for wear.
Do you think in here, or do you think we should tuck back into a tunnel or something?
Let's get back in the tunnel.
Well, before we go anywhere, and he'll go and give a little bit of a remedy to Prince Elishu, and a little bit of a remedy for Wigbit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Double me up.
Oh, that more than doubles me.
Oh,
Perfect.
boy.
You guys are ready for the next fight.
Yep. So onward.
So Oma will lay her hands on Prince Elishu, and you get back 9 more.
Oh.
Sorry, that's all she's got.
If we need to continue, we can take just a moment here and
through the merry-go-round of healing.
run through a spirit.
Come here, you healing bunny.
Well, now I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, I think we can take a rest. It's right.
I don't know if
Safe here.
resting right now is.
Well, I think that moving quick, I think that Kel has the right idea.
They've probably awakened something deep below.
No, we
Yeah.
were just below.
Yeah, I mean, running through the dwarf city always turns out fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's 8 of you, so that's almost 9. So really,
We might pick up one along the way.
Oh no!
Right.
Oh no! It's 9. It's 8. Yeah. Pick up
I
one
can-
along the way.
I can chuck a furball if we need one.
Yeah, there you go. We definitely need 9 if we're gonna run through.
We're gonna run through the dwarven halls. Yeah. So you're gonna do your magic.
See, if we had one more gnome had survived, we'd have 4 little guys. 5 big ones. A wizard.
Podwat.
I
He
know.
was so close.
Just been 5 feet closer.
So close. Well, we do know there are at least some living dwarves ahead.
Yeah. So it's good for,
Make sure they stay that way.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, in an hour, that may not be true any longer.
This is true. I fear wasting any more time. I fear using any more time, I should say.
All right. Well, then let's heal up.
All right.
Oof.
Wow. That was a big roll.
Yeah, that was a nice second win.
Just do that. Go through here.
What do we get? We
Just
Well,
roll to Josh.
we decided that as everybody moved through it, they could get
10d6.
the dire
Yep.
10d6 worth of healing. So yeah,
So let's start
top
with
five
Elishu.
most broken spells in D&D.
Elishu, you get 32. Wigbit,
But there is full of it's the all just going across the screen, so I
41.
can live with
Nice.
that. Ooh, that's like 82 hit points right there. That's
Yeah.
a big number.
There you go.
Anybody
And
else? Anybody else running through there?
then
Oma.
get
There
her
you go,
top up.
Oma.
I mean, almost a little nicked.
All right.
She's not nicked anymore.
Anybody else?
She's fine.
Yeah, anybody else want
Uh,
to run through there? Caliph?
We'll say for the sake of things, Caliph will walk through it. Just
Okay.
you know,
Here you go, Caliph.
she's
And Fouville.
Sure, was it-
Everyone points to food.
Yep. He's definitely maxed.
he feels powerful. He's ready just to go
Yeah,
now.
he's glowing.
yeah. He's like, all right. All right. Well,
Now we should be okay.
I
to
think
proceed.
last time we had noticed potentially a way up. I'm trying to recall.
so so actually Fouville will say, I know a way, the way when we've been here
Oh, that's
before.
right. Yeah, he said, "This is where the dwarves took us."
Right. And it was across the cavern loft's way, so that's why like everybody was moving across when that attack happened.
That's right. Okay.
So
We continue that way.
there's probably other ways, but I don't know those, so we want to spend some time exploring, or we can just take the way we know.
If we already know it, then
All right.
no reason to do anything else.
All right. I'm gonna roll you back here to the map for a minute here. So you cross and I think I can do this. I've been planning for this. Let's see if my plans are gonna work. I take this guy right here. We're gonna use this color because it's tan. Yeah. So you go this way. Is that right? Can everybody see
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so you cross over the cavern room. There's two bridges. One is about 100 feet up. That's the one on the left. And then there's one that's about 60 feet up. And then there's this little platform here, which just juts out, and it's about 50 feet up. No, actually, it's the one to the right, which I didn't quite on the map. I just realized I didn't quite stick it out far enough, but it's hanging right over the edge there. So those are the three things that you can see as you're looking up, but otherwise the cavern is up. But you go down here and you enter this area, and when you come in here, this area over here, there were like these big like statues, and they were kind of sort of over here. Who was like, this was sort of one of the entrances to Angrist, one of several, and those statues sort of marked the entry to the kingdom, and they're now like pulled down and broken, and and he kind of points up the passageway and says, "That's the forbidden grounds that way. There a lot of Underdark people have died in those grounds. That's not the way we need to go." So he comes this way, and so when he gets to here, it changes over to more polished stone. And when he gets to here, he stops and he sort of looks both ways, and then he goes, okay. And then he continues to walk. And as you walk through here, you realize that there was clearly some kind of defense in here. And it looked like there were at least one of the defenses, there were blades, and they've been either disabled or they've been in some ways whatever made them work has just been, it doesn't work anymore. You do see some thrall body parts littered through here as you're coming through. So the defenses had some effect here. But otherwise you don't see anything else. And so you come down here and you take this left and you get back here, and you did notice that you were obviously gradually ascending, because when you get there, you're about 60 feet overlooking the Cavern of Lost Ways, and there's that bridge. It's a pretty narrow bridge, you can see. There's no handholds or anything on this one. The one, now that you're here and you kind of look up, you can see the bigger one up here has makeshift railings on it as you cross. And so the Growlers could especially tell that this higher bridge is a nicer bridge. But the one you're on is no problem. It's not going to collapse on you or anything. It's not unstable. It's dwarven structure, dwarven built, so of course it's not going to fall. And so he carefully but walks across, and when he gets to here, gets to the other side, he's says, all right, so I'll be happy to tell us where to go, but I don't know if I feel real comfortable going first. As he turns around and looks at all of you.
I'll go first. Tell me which way.
Y'all can take more of a hit than I can. I can take a hit. Maybe two, if I'm having a good, it's a good fight. So he motions you to go, head straight on. And so you pass through this area here. And this is almost like a little antechamber here. There's obviously was some kind of fight that happened here. You see some blood on the floor, but you don't see any evidence of bodies or anything. So, and otherwise, there's no furniture or anything in here. But he says the Great Hall is up and to the right, and that's where I would suggest we head, and then we can decide from there.
Sneak up that way.
Okay. So you come down to this intersection here, and you can see, I think you can see that far. If you can't see it, you can hear it. There's a... Wow. Super stealthy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. If you can't see it, I don't remember how far it is. There's a... you can hear water flowing to your left. And Frugal doesn't seem to take any... I mean, he's, there's water, so what? We're underground, there's water. And so he says the Great Hall is there to the right. And so when you proceed, you enter, as it says, the Great Hall. And again, there's evidence here that there was battle. You see blood. You see broken weapons, chipped off weapons. Crossbow bolts sticking, or broken on the floor, in the ground in some places. Bits of armor here and there that have, broken off, torn off. But again, you don't see any bodies or anything. And so when Fugo gets here, he says, so from here, I'm not real familiar with all the makings of the kingdom. I know of a couple different mining areas and the guest warrens as they're called, but I don't have a clear picture of everything around here. He says, if you go, and he points in this direction. He says, straight down there, my understanding, far enough down is the outside entrance. Leads to these mountains, as they're the Fernal, I believe, is what they're called.
If the Lithid have escaped out into the world, then that would be good to know first.
Would that be where the dwarves are? Would they retreat to the...
Give me a moment and I can tell you where the dwarves are.
They're there, and there.
So yeah, while Fuville is kind of explaining, I'll be
Right.
trying to concentrate on where, like which direction living humanoids are.
Okay.
And in case any fiends have shown up since the last time I did this, I'll know.
And
know about them,
monstrosities. I smell the monstrosities.
Yeah. I really thought about pulling like a purple worm into one of these large chambers.
Here you
I
go.
just couldn't make it work. I couldn't just make it work. It just couldn't make it work story-wise. But I really wanted to this purple worm just came out of nowhere. Roll initiative. But yeah, so sorry, Drew. I was trying.
That's all right.
But yeah, so no monstrosities that you can detect. No.
I like that he has to think about it. We're gonna find a maybe fiend.
No fiends that you can detect, although something is strange. And you detect, and the strangeness is kind of to the left of the Great Hall. So in sort of direction. If you're looking at the map, to the left.
Yeah.
But you detect humanoids left. So how specific is it?
Let me look at it quick. Which one is this thing? So I sense whether any are present within 5 miles. I know which of them are present, their numbers, their general direction, and distance from me. And if there are multiple groups, then I get that for each group of individuals.
Okay, so there's to your here, I'll do this in a different color on this map, just so I don't. So this direction,
Weirdness.
You detect a weirdness, and you detect 3 distinct groups of humanoids. One of them by far is the most, hundreds. And then one of them is 20, and then one of them is 4.
Okay.
And then actually 3. I'm sorry, 3. And then you also detect in Which direction? Yep. Kind of this direction.
Mhm.
You detect a group that's again a couple hundred in that direction as well.
The groups of three, or the three groups that are that way,
Yeah.
are they all in the same general area, or are they in different places that direction?
They're close to each other, but they're not all clumped together. Two of them are very close together, and then the smaller group is a little offset from the others.
Okay.
Can you tell different kinds of humanoids apart, like dwarves versus?
Do I? Let's see. I know.
I think it just.
I know that they're.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the trade-off, right?
Yep, I just know that they're humanoids.
Right.
Yeah.
Something humanoid.
Okay, I thought that last week we were detecting Duergar things.
We were, but I think that's kind of the trade-off from how it was, because you used to have to pick like goblinoids and so now you can detect all humanoids, but all humanoids are humanoid.
Yep. So there's
No,
something.
you're right. Last week we were doing it differently, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I think we had,
Makes
I think we
sense.
had fudged that a little bit. Yeah, it does make more sense just to say humanoids.
Yep. And then in terms of closeness to us, like we've got three groups that way that are
within 5 miles.
yeah.
Well, he gets distance, or at least
I do. Yeah, I get distance from us.
Yeah.
So.
So which one's closer? Is that what you're asking, or?
Well, how far from us are they?
Or how far?
Yeah. I mean, basically, that one like that way is all going to be roughly the same.
They're definitely within a mile. Because it does, like it says, distance in miles. So I don't know if less than a mile. If it gives you more than that, but they're definitely close.
Okay.
And I will tell you that the smallest group is the closest group to where you are.
All right. Well,
You were in that small.
so
and the groups that are this way are farther away.
Okay. Well,
Probably still within a mile.
Yeah. There's a couple different ways we could go if we're looking for. Well, I don't know if they're dwarves, like humanoids of some kind. Out that way towards the main, what Fouville gnomes. Says is the main entrance. There's several hundred altogether. So kind of a ways down that way. But then this way, and now pointing like across the Great Hall from where we came in, there's three different groups. There's a couple hundred in one, and then there's like a smaller group of, I don't know, 4 or so, and then there's another small group of 3. And there's something weird that way too. I'm not sure what. It's not, I don't know, something strange is down that way. I don't know what it is.
Illithid seemed to like those small groups like we just encountered.
Yeah.
Might not be bad to go make sure that big group isn't friendly. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever's towards the entrance, I'm not. It seems like humanoids. I would imagine dwarves, but nothing strange that way.
All right.
Let's hope for the best.
Start sneaking left.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not just the army. And then some small groups ahead of that army.
Up here, are we sneaking?
Yeah, we're going across the Great Hall.
To
Johnny might be frozen, so we'll just decide we'll decide what's down there.
These triangles.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Never mind.
We were gonna figure out what's going on down here.
I think I heard most of it. I think I heard y'all say we were gonna go not towards the main entrance.
Yeah, we're going across the Great Hall and down that way.
Oh.
Towards the triangles.
Yep. Towards
Those
the group
staircases.
towards the group of 3.
Any other bets?
Say again, Drew?
Are those staircases?
Triangle
I'm
things?
assuming staircase, yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yes.
wasn't there like a
Yes, those are staircases.
oh, I was gonna guess it was like the Silent Hill like pyramid head.
Yeah.
There's just giant pyramid heads everywhere in this place. That'd be bad.
That was the weirdness.
That'd be real bad. Yeah, a pyramid head.
We don't need more weird.
Yeah, that actually is the weirdness. Yeah.
Let's just commit to the weird we've got.
You got enough weird. All right. Yeah. So you head down this this hallway here, and yeah, you get to a staircase, and so you start proceeding down the staircase, and everybody make a perception roll.
Yay. Oh, that shouldn't be advantage. I still have
Moving in slow
advantage on from
motion right
last
now.
week.
Ooh.
I perceived.
Ooh.
Does the point guy catch it? And that's the question.
Did Wigbit roll perception? Mine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
17.
17 from.
No,
But yeah, I don't think the point guy.
17. Okay.
I'll help you out. Don't worry. I'll clue you in.
I'm gonna switch. Let me see. Let me do this for a second here. So, as you're so actually,
is killing.
so Graras, you hear. Oh man. As you're coming down the stairs, okay, Graras, you can hear a voice talking, but you can't really make out what it's saying. The others can actually make out that the voice is it's a deep, scraggly voice that's seems to be demanding something, and you still having a hard time like making out exactly what it's saying, but it is clearly demanding something, and it's coming from around the corner in this the chamber of might. So up that short staircase there, and there's the chamber of might, and that's where that voice is coming from. And as you like cautiously move down that first staircase, and you get to where like that T, and you just stand there listening, you hear like the voice, and it kind of washes over you as it's sort of gone from scraggly and menacing to just flat out angry, and you can hear like a choking sound, and then the choking sound stopped.
Not good
And
guess.
so that's what like immediately what you hear as you get there.
Guess we better go in there.
That
And
Yeah.
Man,
Run in.
so I'm gonna actually move you back to this page, and then I'm gonna move you over. That green light makes it really hard to see, but there you
I'll
go.
turn it off.
So, so you're coming this direction. So you're coming from off the map, and the staircase there is to your left.
Where we heard the.
And so I'll let you kind of move yourselves. Yeah. So it is around to your left there. Let So I'll let you put yourselves kind of in your marching order. These hallways, by the way, of the Vangrist are all 10 feet wide. They're
Cool.
big dwarven made hallways, so they're nice. And I don't know why dwarves need that much room, but
Don't we stay back
Right.
and not keep Growres in the light?
All right.
Us non-seers.
yeah. So here's the lantern that for the issue.
I don't have it on right now because we don't need that much light.
Did you turn it on?
What's that?
All right. You don't have it on?
No, I can just have it shuttered for right now. I mean, it's on, but it's shuttered.
How far?
Okay.
Let's do. I can just use the light from my sword for now. Right? If somebody can light up my sword.
Oma.
Oma.
Kel, you have that as well, right? You got the flashlight.
Yeah, Elmo will turn your light and turn your.
I don't have one. No.
I thought you took the moon sword.
I do.
Yeah,
Oh,
Elmo.
I do
Elmo
have the
turn your
moon
sword
sword.
on for you.
Oh yeah. I have this moon sword.
That's
I
a
don't have a light.
flashlight.
Oh wait.
A sharp flashlight.
That's right.
Yeah, it gives off nice square light.
Yep.
That's the shape of the moon. Have you ever looked at our moon
Square
before?
moon.
Yeah, it's like a perfect cube in space, just emitting light evenly.
Right. That's how the moon works in this world. It's
Yeah.
square. We
Yeah.
basically live in Minecraft.
Yep.
Actually, right.
Everything is cubes.
Yeah. That's right. Actually, in Vorla, the moon is square.
There you go.
Wow.
The moon is actually square. Yep. Yep.
Not even a
All
cube.
right.
It's square.
We are gonna.
Like Paper Mario.
So y'all gonna hang back for a minute?
I mean,
I mean, not if
I,
there's a
I
light
assume
on.
we would stay
At least I'm only in dim light.
with the light, yeah, far enough, so wherever. But I guess you guys are slowpokes,
Yeah,
so
closer.
you want to be close.
I want to get in there. Why aren't we in there yet?
Well,
Let's go.
Gowan's trying to
Oh, we got to get in there.
Growred,
Somebody's choking.
You're right.
Don't worry, we're all right up on you.
We have to go do the Heimlich.
Are we moving?
Gurgling.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you peering around the corner?
Yeah.
Okay. So the stairs are not. It's not like it's a like straight up. It's a gradual ascent. So it's not very high. So you can peer up, and you can see something you probably were not expecting.
Oh, what?
Hmm.
So
Pretty good.
So you see, this fella here. Let me select him. He's dressed in plate mail.
Is it on sideways?
And
Is it on sideways?
nope.
Okay.
Well, it's not on sideways. And he's got a dwarf under one arm and by the neck, and the dwarf looked like at one point it was probably still kicking and shaking, but the dwarf has gone still, and you're like, oh, that's probably what the gurgling sound was coming from. And then you notice in his other arm, he's got his arm outreached, and his arm is around the neck of a mind flayer, and he's got it held there, and he says, "Your people have failed us. You are no good to us anymore."
Ooh.
And he's squeezing the mind flayer, and after him, and the mind flayer is not like, you know, y'all fought definitely enough of these things. Like y'all know when they're active, it's not dead yet, but the mind flayer almost seems stunned. Like it's just kind of like, you know, standing there, and he's got it, and he like lifts it off the floor, and he just holds it there, and he's just wringing it out. And so while that fellow's doing that to the Illithid, there's another fellow over here, also with plate mail, and he's got a huge great sword, and he's got his face covered, so he's decked out, and he's just standing there. And then all the way in the back here, which probably only, yeah, I mean, Gralrez can see this. There's another fella that's also in plate, but he has a maul in his hand, and he's kind of got the maul just kind of standing there, leaning over it, and he every once in a while he keeps glancing back behind him, so towards what I guess you could probably see beyond that, can't you? Because you can see forever.
I mean, about forever.
Forever. Yeah. So, but he keeps glancing back behind him. And so when he glances back behind him, make a perception roll, Gralrez. It's because you're the one that's immediately looking.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. So he's looking behind him, but
Right.
that's what's happening. Yeah, it's like,
By the 3 plate mail people.
right.
Lilith
Right.
with these.
I think
Right,
Growers was distracted by us all creeping up too close with the light. I'm trying to take a. You guys.
I don't understand.
But yeah, so at the moment, like that's what Growrez sees, and he can relay what I just said to you. There might be some other things, but for the only person looking in the room right now, that's what Growrez sees.
Does he tell us what he sees, though?
He does, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at my stuff.
That's nothing. We'll just go back.
I'm feeling like there's some spells on my
Well, if they were in charge of the Illithid, we probably need to stop them, huh?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Anybody got any fireballs?
Somebody.
So about that time,
Somebody does.
About that time, Caliph, who was staying out of the light towards the back, she appears in the dim light, and then she kind of comes up and she says, there's more. Well, there's some enemies behind us. I think that Efilas and I can take care of them.
Right.
Yeah.
There.
I guess we'll take care of this room.
There go our fireballs.
Chuck went in here on the way out.
Fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
fine.
Efilas, you just drop some balls in there and then we're on
But
our way.
I'm gonna leave Oma with you this time, though.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we got it. We'll be all right.
But yeah, so they kind of moved back.
Does Gralrez go with Caliph or stick with us?
No, we'll stick with you.
Okay.
For now.
But he will say, before we get going too much, he'll say, Oma and Kel, just step back a little bit.
Step back, but then I'm not going to be able to see them.
Just 5 feet or so.
Oh, 5 feet? Sure.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
And Oma, she'll back up a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry.
And me?
No. He didn't say Elishu.
Oh.
And he'll get out some herbs. He'll start rubbing them with his hands and chanting a little bit, and then he starts to rub it over Elishu's pauldrons or whatever he has in his armor, and a little bit on his face is reaching up real high. And then Elishu starts to get bigger. In fact, he's now a large creature.
What?
Oh, they probably know we're here. But he's a large creature. You have advantage on strength checks and saves. And you do an extra d4 damage
Oh,
with
wow.
melee weapons.
Yeah, don't get dominated.
Yeah, strength checks and saves. Well, if he gets dominated, I'll just have concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you make me bigger, Johnny? There we
Oh
go.
man, and his name is a little bigger too.
Of course.
Is it? Maybe it's
Oh my
the same.
god. Huh?
Oh, wow.
How many other names can he cover with his name?
Although I did lose your hit point bar, everything, Mike.
it's too big. You can't see
Yeah.
it.
So
Well,
big.
no,
he's-
I lost it before that. It was
Oh,
gone
yeah.
before that because
It's
All I
gone
see is your
beyond-
AC. I don't see your HP bar or anything.
It's gone beyond hit
So-
points.
It was like 77 or 78. It was one fewer than it needed to be because I forgot to give myself the other +1 on my second wind.
Oh no, I'm not questioning your hit points. I can't I can see everyone else's bar.
Oh no,
You have to bring it. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. But yeah, so as you're like, and Lacy all of a sudden starts to get bigger, and like you hear the sounds of like his metal, his armor start to, and he's getting bigger. You hear, you can clearly hear, someone's ahead.
Well,
Get in there.
That's time, I'm pretty sure.
no, I forgot to last.
Come on, big guy. Let's go, big guy. Get in there.
Yeah. You wanted to get in. Oh, I got to take the 7.
Oh no,
Oh.
that's horrible.
That was
That's
sad.
horrible.
I need to stay in the back this time. Otherwise, he gets small again.
Jeez, everybody's rolling a 20.
Wait, did that not?
Poor Alma.
Oh, it did.
What a waste of a 20. She never rolls 20s and she rolls it on initiative. Yeah, let me see what everybody's got here. Yeah. Let me add a couple here. We're just going to call this guy.
Oh, I gotta kill the champion.
I'm the only one.
I mean, which one's the champ? I mean, they might all be champions.
They're all champions. They're all champions. What is my initiative value? Okay. Y'all might be in trouble tonight because I haven't rolled less than a 19 yet.
No, roll him now. Get him out of the way.
That's true. Maybe I'm using them all.
All the good rolls.
These are-
So I get an extra D4 on melee attacks
Yeah.
and advantage on strength.
Strength checks,
There
and
we go. It's just a 13.
whether that's grappling or what have you. Or saves if they do any strength saves.
All right.
Champion.
Think of that.
Champion.
And I know Wigbit already gets that, so I figured the both of you could use it.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on. See, I was 20. Must not have clicked or something.
Oh, yours didn't make it in?
I guess not. I'll take my 20 from before, though, if you don't mind.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Rather than
Yeah.
get those
Go for it.
out of the way on a nothing roll.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let me find Oma real quick. Here she is. She says, so we're going in, she says.
Yep.
We have to.
All right. Well then. So, what do we have here?
What do we have here?
None of this sounds like prophecy from what's been described, right? I guess I don't know how much Growler has described.
From like our vision?
Yeah, visions or
Described dragon head statue.
yeah, no, I'm just talking about from the like. I'm just trying to recall if there's anything here. Like, this isn't the half elf, obviously,
No. Yeah, I don't recall any of this.
and none of this is the battle axe or whatever. We know.
Falling off armor.
Right. Okay. Just checking.
Yeah,
And
these are just douchebags who gotta die.
And none of this plate armor has purple rings on it.
Or does it?
Or does it? Not right now. Maybe it will. Maybe it does. Maybe we didn't see it. I
So,
feel like one of these might have purple rings on it.
So on 21, Oma
Yeah,
giving the okay, this is what we're supposed to do. Rounds the corner.
get in there.
And as far as she can move and actually do something. So I guess she'll raise her heavy crossbow. Of course, she does say as she starts to move. So we're killing these people. These are the first humanoid people that we've seen besides Durgar and gnomes.
They rule over the Illithid, then they are worse.
If you want to try asking them what their deal is and why they're in charge of the Illithid, then
We'd rather you waste your action than us.
go ahead.
Why don't you run forward in diplomacy real quick?
Yeah, so she runs around the corner and she starts like she goes to raise her crossbow and she's like, and she like throws it over her back instead, and she says, "Come on, let's go." And so she starts to do her command thing, and as she does it, she's looking at these fellas like, who are you? And so I mean, she's yelling at them, but they're drawing weapons and don't seem to have responded. And so then champion fella here is going to
kill her.
I mean, he might.
About to find out how bad of a dude this guy is.
I mean, the other guy just like put 2 things in his armpits and killed him. So
Yeah. I'm concerned.
The best part of this whole situation,
Is Johnny with me on the first attack?
no, is that Aleshi's stuck on the stairwell. He can't get in the room. He's too big.
And it doesn't say anything about giving you reach.
I can squeeze past.
That's true. That's true.
So
Just hang on. Let me just.
passing through. 20. I mean, I don't really see what's going on.
Powers is watching her get murdered.
You hear it. Yeah,
So the first swing of his greatsword like hits her like half plate, and she like ugh. But then the next 2 come around and they get her 2 times. So
I'm just watching Grawres's face to see what happens.
Yeah, because he's kind of peeking, like you're seeing the side of his face.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that bad? That bad? Boy.
All right, guys, let's go help out with the other group.
the first swing gets her for 20.
Good luck, guys.
Okay.
You got this.
20. Yeah.
And the second swing gets her for 21.
So there might be a room on the
So, yeah. So he takes two big chunks right out of Oma there, just to start, and she gets bloody on the first rounds, and like her tone changes from like goodwill commanding to get your asses in here, she so Wigman, it is your action.
Let's see.
Hope he's looking angry.
My ass is in here.
Yeah.
All right.
Angry.
And I'm angry. And I'm swinging. Ooh. That's fun.
Wow, 31s.
That wasn't that much. All right. That's all, huh? All right, 14. Seems below average still. All right.
Yeah, he did 31 in the attack, and he only did 14 with the damage. Yeah.
All right.
A little anticlimactic, yeah.
And I'll go again. 22 hits.
Yes, 22 does hit.
Certainly hope.
Yeah.
All right, little bigger. 15.
Oh no.
Okay.
And that's still long sword. Whatever. And that's it. I can't get the third because I raged. I feel like I forget that more often than not.
Wait, do you always just have +5, +4?
What's that?
I think your first one might not have rolled your crit. It looks like
I
that
think
first
the extra die was the 1.
one did it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got a
Crit die was a 1.
+1 was the extra damage.
The roll is shown. Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
I got it.
13, because he rolled a 4,
Plus,
and then
the
he got
plus 1 is the oof.
Yep.
Gross.
All right, yeah. But
All
you what was that warp? Oh, you just war picked him twice.
Yes. Just
Nice.
picked him twice.
Yeah, you take a couple pieces out of him.
And I'm yelling at him.
All right,
in
Kel Hawthorne.
All right.
animal language.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. What do we got going on here? And these are all humanoids.
They appear to be.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, so I assumed when Wigbit ran in, he didn't take a lot of time to really survey. I mean, he surveyed in a tactical sense, but I don't even know if he really did that, to be honest. I think he just ran in.
Oh, this one looks
smashed
ugly
the
and
first thing he
scary.
saw.
Yeah. Kill that thing.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know.
This guy up here was
So I don't know, like, yeah. What's your as you step around the corner and you're looking?
actually, I guess I don't see. I guess I only
I was
see
gonna
this
say,
guy.
what is your? What is your?
I'm gonna wait for Elishu to around the corner so I can see what's going on.
So you're gonna hold your
Yeah, I'll
action
just hold
until
till 15.
15. Okay.
I'll just go.
All right. Well then, now it's 15.
Hey, cool. A little light up there would be nice. I think there's more of them.
All right, I can go.
Yeah.
Yeah, get up there. So big. Get in front of me.
I'm not sure how this works. 30 gets me to there.
So you can't.
You have to squeeze through these spot or through Wigbit's spot, which is half move. It's like difficult terrain to move through Wigbit.
How about if I jump over them?
How tall's the ceiling?
Jump doesn't get you extra move though.
No, but that is more difficult terrain. By jumping over it.
Can he
Would end right there, and then I'd have to move into.
Yeah, but you'd effectively be getting an extra move. That's
Like an extra.
yeah. The rules don't allow for that. So
So you
you're
just,
bottlenecked. You're bottlenecked right now.
Well, either you
Well,
can squeeze and double move, or
he'd
you
have
can
to
jump.
double. Yeah, he'd have to double.
Oh yeah.
Like
If he wants to just get
to
in,
get by. Yeah.
yeah. You can move and dash, but
Or I could throw hand axes from here.
you can do that. Yeah.
Not get critted from his advantages.
What's that?
Not get critted by him having advantage on you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't get critted because I have adamantine breastplate.
That's right. That's right.
don't worry, I got that spot. I'll get
Actually,
it doesn't make a difference to me if they're on both
I
sides.
do want to move right there.
He'll do the double move.
Yep.
You have corked the way through.
There you go.
there's one guy between us here.
All right. So this guy right here.
Is that all you did?
He had a double move. Yeah, I don't know if you have a minor or whatever
Bonus.
Yeah.
Can
I bonus action throw a hand axe? Or make an offhand
I mean,
It doesn't sound like you can by the way you're saying that.
Not if you don't believe
I don't
it.
know. Can you?
Not if you don't believe
Yeah, but, well, you use your
say it. Mike, you should
bonus
say it.
offhand attack without strength modifier, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, if you've already made an attack, I think it is.
Oh, you can't just use it.
Like if you take the attack.
No. It's part of the attack action. Yeah.
Fine.
So this feller up here, the one with the choking and the dwarf. We'll do this on that guy.
Okay.
He's my mark because he seems like bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
Hit him in his green eyes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot him a couple times right in the eyes.
Okay.
Called shot.
Call shot. Eyes.
5 plus 10.
Yeah, I can't do that yet. All right, so heavy crossbow. That. Hang on. This is wrong. This should be this. Oh, I was rolling that with. I was shorting myself on that the whole time. That's weird. All right.
No, you could have killed Prince Elishu more. Is that what you're saying?
No. So shot number 1. Oh, why'd you knock my 19 over? Okay, it's still fine. 27 hit that guy, I hope.
It does.
All right. So we got this plus this plus this. That sneak attack die, I tell you what, always a
It's
1.
horrible.
Always a 1.
Yeah.
You need to get another level
You're
of
not
rogue.
much of a rogue, are you?
No, I'm not. So, I get the number of levels that I have in Rogue on my sneak attack die. So 17 piercing on the first one.
So you shoot your crossbow, and as it approaches him, he catches the bolt.
Oh, that's always a bad sign.
Shit.
So he dropped the illithid and then cocked the bolt and just like snaps it in two as he looks at you.
I don't believe
That's-
that. So I'm shooting him.
That's a very bad sign.
That's what he did.
Yeah, do it twice.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
But the first time is always more impressive.
it is
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't think you were gonna shoot again.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
was impressed with himself.
yeah. And when I see him looking impressed with himself, I'll be like, catch this one.
Did it hit his eye?
Yep. Yeah, that and this. So 21 piercing on the second one.
Damn, I should have caught the second one and not the first one.
Yep.
So, I have a question.
I always think the sneak attack should be more, right?
Good. You would think that.
Just like the crits. Yep.
Would the sneak attack have gone off if he caught the bolt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's against the damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you can beat the damage, you actually catch it in your hand instead of in your face.
Mm.
And since I chose to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can always save it for the second one, but I figure, like, in case I miss, like, the first time I hit, just
Always,
use sneak
yeah.
attack and guarantee that I get it.
Sneak attack is never for the second attack.
No.
Unless you have a third and you're fishing for crits.
Yeah.
There you go.
He broke that one, and then you shot him again. You like hit him on the other side, and he still had like the dwarf like in his arm, and so you shot him like right above, and so after you hit him with that one, and so he drops the dwarf, and when he does, you get like a clear picture of him, and you do notice that his armor is decorated a little differently than
that guy.
what you've seen. There's like these I mean, there's like a clear like purple ringed heraldry of some kind that's like on its. He also has a shield, but it's like strapped to his back right now. And so but yeah, so
I thought so. It's him. That's him. That's the
Good
guy.
news is you made a friend, Cal.
Well, there's other good news you can't get.
I wouldn't count on it.
That's like what champion does.
That guy. That's one of the guys who was making the portals and everything. That's the guy.
Really?
Yeah, we got to get that guy. He's bad news. He's friends with the old elf.
So when you say that, he like his head, like he was still really kind of even after he caught the bolt, he was still kind of focused on these like the two things he was just strangling. Like he saw Relishu run in all big, and he just I mean, it wasn't as a concern in the moment, but when he like he looks
I'm not
up,
scared of this 14-foot tall dragonborn. Not scared.
he looks up when he hears you say that, and he gets this look about him, and he pulls the bolt out that you hit him with, and he looks at it, and he tosses it on the ground, and he says, "We'll meet again." And then a portal opens when he steps through and vanishes.
You had to one-shot him.
Coward.
The only way you could have got him.
Coward.
And then at the same time that happened, the WP here in the back, I forgot what he was going to do something. I forgot what it was. That's what he's going to do. Right, cool. I can.
He just abandoned his.
He's a coward.
I mean,
I'm sure he believes in them.
evil is.
Then again, if he says we'll meet again, it sounds like he doesn't believe in them. Like he expects them to die.
True. Yeah.
He believes in
stronger.
He believes in us.
He's like, I'll just make my own portal. Forget about these clubs.
I've got more important things to do than hang out with you losers.
We would, we would kill you. Yeah, we would.
So the others of you,
Look.
This is going to be Wigbit, Issue, and Oma.
This is psychic.
And
I'm having a hard time with this tonight. How far away?
It's gonna be.
It needs to move up just a little
Yep.
bit.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely a mind blast.
Please just be a lightning bolt. Please be a lightning bolt.
Praying for lightning
The
bolts.
three of you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's better. That's a better start.
Yeah.
I'll fail. Can I see where this is coming from?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could go with that. It's coming from above you, actually.
Oh, well, I didn't see it because I would be looking toward her, not above me. Come on.
You heard it crackling above you.
Oh, wow. I don't hear very well over my yelling.
Oh, those aren't very good rolls.
Let's see if Owen can beat it.
What are you talking about? Not a good roll. That's 2 digits. See? That's not a good roll. Over 10 is a good roll.
Your,
Not a good
your
roll.
spell save DC was 15. And so I do not see a 15. So a column of fire appears and comes down and strikes you.
Get us.
And so you're going to take...
There's your fire.
Yeah,
You wanted some fire.
that's what I wanted.
Damage.
No psychic.
Fire psychic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's... Ooh.
Does the
So you take...
have to save also?
Huh?
Champion has to save also, right?
No. I mean, he would, but no. He bathes in the dark fire that just rained down.
Glad to know that. One less thing I have.
So the way this is it's what was that 8 through 11, so 17 fire and 16 radiant. And I don't know if that matters for any of you. It actually matters for Oma, so that's why I was telling you that. But if it doesn't matter, then it's 33. So because she takes half of one of those, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yep. Resistant to radiant.
17 and 8 is 25. 25 still. Yeah, almost looking a little rough right now.
She's about to make some room.
Yeah. Oh, she was leadershiping. So if you didn't make your save and you want to add a D4 to it,
Oh, yeah.
Guess I've
you
got
would
a
need,
shot.
it's within reach.
to roll a 4. You would need to roll a 4.
Hello?
Nope.
No, okay.
Very close.
Never mind.
That's predictable.
I tried to save your lives. But...
That's right.
Ah, we
All
can
right.
do that all day. That's
You can do
nothing.
that all right. It's a little it tangled a little bit.
A
right?
little sizzle. I'm just gonna go take a swim after we're done.
I wish I had said psychic fire because I would have
That would have
Drew would have
enraged
thrown the
me. Yes,
headphones.
I would have
Thrown
double
the
raged.
headphones at the screen. Yeah.
Right towards you. This guy, he can take his away.
You're right. All right, Growlres.
Oh, all right. After all these hits, let's see if I can get some misses in. So let's go ahead and throw one of these at the gentleman who is closest to us, who enjoys fire. So we'll try Frost. Oh, okay, I assume that hits. For 5
That
cold
turned
hits.
over. It was a 7.
That's right. And then we'll throw a little bit of acid his way. 19.
That is a miss.
And these
I mean,
are
I guess it technically like hits his armor and bounces off or something. But yeah.
it's like a water balloon, like when a water balloon hits, but it just bounces off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
Kinda
it.
go blah, blah, blah.
Didn't pop.
It falls and you're like, it didn't pop hit the ground either. Weird.
That's what I did.
Maybe
You
you'll
dug back
step
down
on it.
around the corner.
Now just kind of peek around the corner, toss a couple, and peek back,
Okay.
head back.
All right. So we're back to the top. Let me make sure I'm okay. Cool. So back to Oma, who, yeah, she's not doing good. Oma and the champion. I don't think that.
She's got advantage. That's good.
Does have advantage.
She is. Well, I mean, this is why she's here. To just start slashing away. So yeah, we'll just start hacking away. Advantage. Great attack number 1.
Nice.
There it is.
28, a good roll. I'm just gonna roll all the attacks. Great sword attack number 2
Nice.
is a 23, so that's a hit. Did she roll a 19 on the first die roll?
Isn't she also a champion?
Yeah, she has crit.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
a
she
crit.
critted the first one,
Yeah, extended
hit the
crit.
second one, and she's like half dying, so now she's just gonna go action surge and just gonna do this
Mhm.
again.
Yeah.
It feels like about the time.
Yeah. Go
Man.
nuts.
Once she killed
she
her
have a-
angel, she's... Damn.
4 hits, 1 crit.
Does she have a second wind? I don't know how much
She
that
does.
matters. Okay.
Yeah, she should second wind.
Can she second wind
She
and
doesn't
action
want to.
surge?
Is that a bonus or is that a full
I don't
action?
know. Surge isn't.
Bonus action?
What's that?
Oh,
Second wind. Second wind is a bonus.
But is action point or action surge an action or free?
yeah, because I know second wind is a bonus action, but it doesn't read. It says as an action, or no, it doesn't say as an action. It says
Extra action.
Yeah, I mean it's
one
free action.
additional
Then.
action per turn.
Once per turn, just
Yeah.
falls to the wall.
Wait, once per turn?
Oh, well, sorry, once per long
Okay.
Once per turn.
Hey,
Say, I'm
Yeah.
just playing the wrong class here.
yeah.
For long run.
12, 21. Ooh,
Get some.
37, and actually she rolled a 1, and 2 of those attacks.
Two dice
Roll-
roll.
Yep. So 37 plus. Well, that's a little better. It's plus
46.
9 more, so 46, and now I saved the crit for last. I don't know if I can. Can I make this a crit roll? I don't think so. We got to roll it again.
Okay.
So 13. I did roll a 2,
Yeah.
so that's 60 so far.
Some good payback.
Do what?
That's some good payback.
God knows. 72, and I rolled a 2. So let's see if I can. This is what. Let's see if I can keep all the rolls. Yeah, so 74 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, well done.
She is just Slashing
She
everything.
starts tearing into him. She's not commanding y'all anymore, though.
Don't command. Go nuts, girl.
Right.
That's fine.
And then she will second wind here. Oh, I don't think I set that up right. Oh, well. And she'll get some HP back. She'll get 13 back. All right. Well, I guess since she did that to him, it's only fitting that he's probably going to do that to her now.
Yeah.
One of those
she
attacks,
doesn't finish him first.
one of those attacks. Oh, that's a good point. He's at least taken one attack against Oma, so I think you can make him pay for that.
Oh,
So close.
Does he get a plus anything from
He got plus advantage.
being a giant?
No. Extra D4 damage.
Gotta hit
Damage. I guess it's hard to be big.
Yep.
Once you hit hard, but
All right, so
I feel
First
like
attack
with those, sentinel shots, they should always be brutal if I can manage it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to pay for it.
Brutally.
Yeah,
You're just not used to being big yet. That's all.
it's a lot to get used to.
Yeah.
so let's see. First attack against Oma does a little less, you noticed.
mm-hmm.
Interesting.
A little less.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh,
that seems like a miss. Well,
Like he's less effective without his master there.
what do I get?
That was decent.
Oh man, Oma has 1 hit point. She got daggers. I mean, there was a mess of things. And so after he takes his 3 attacks, you see him and you see him Prince Elishu and Oma know this well. He kind of, and he seems to draw on a little extra reserve and gets back a little life. He's still bloodied, but he seems to have got some back. So now it's Wigwood's turn.
All right. Raging and not hitting.
Oh no, yeah.
All right.
boy.
Let's try the
A lot of blood.
axe.
You slipped on the blood, I think.
The hammer. Yeah, here's the hammer. 13. Bring the war pick around. Caught him that time.
Yep.
For 12 more.
All right. You pretty much took away his second wind. It's good play. All right. So it is Kel and Prince Elishu. Wait, you're done.
I'm done.
Okay. Kel and Prince Elishu. There he comes. Yeah. 22's a hit. See the damages.
Let me reroll that.
Oh my god, he's gonna roll so many dice. This is gonna take forever.
13.
13 plus. Don't you get big damage or something?
D4.
Oh, another D4.
Yeah, a D4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
17.
That's the big.
Oh,
Okay.
and now let's do that again.
Yeah.
All right. Let me reroll that.
Yeah.
Yep.
13 plus. Reroll that. Don't you get to reroll that? Do you reroll all ones?
Well, I guess
Just
it is.
weapon dice, right?
Yeah. Well, it is a weapon die because it's damage. Like it's an extra D4 to your weapon damage.
It's a damage die.
So he does get to reroll that.
So 17 again is what that all came out to be. Yeah, so that second strike dropped him.
All right. So now
Slash and splash.
That's what I was hoping for. Come on in.
and then I'm gonna throw my hand axe at this guy here.
And then I'm sorry, that actually does your hand axe will actually get an extra D4, but then it returns to normal size.
Because it's off of you. Does it get big when he picked it up again?
No, I don't think so.
Does it start to shrink as soon as it leaves his hand? I mean, is it flying through the air? Oh,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
A tiny axe.
I think it shrunk while it was in his hand. I think it All right, Kel.
All right. Well, I guess this thing will be my hunter's mark now. Because now I can see it, and it's the only thing left.
It is.
Is this a humanoid?
It definitely is a humanoid.
Cool. All right, well, I'm going to shoot it. So first shot,
And he will not catch your arrows.
24.
Yeah, it'll hit.
All right. So we'll get that plus this. So 16 piercing.
Did you roll your sneak attack?
I don't get it.
Oh, right. There's nobody within 5 feet. You're right.
And then second shot, 26. I assume hits. Or,
Nice.
Whoa.
22 piercing.
So much damage. Thunk, thunk.
Crossbow bolts.
Pretty rough. Is that it?
Yeah, I like being here. It's a good
I mean,
spot.
actually, I think you might get your sneak attack because you have advantage because she can't see you, and you have disadvantage because you're firing in the dark, so that cancels out. But you had advantage.
yeah.
You don't have disadvantage on the attack. I don't know. I'm trying to
Why
remember.
why can't he?
Yeah.
Why can't he see?
Well, he's in the dark.
I'm in the dark. She's in the. It's whatever this thing is in the light. Let's see.
thing.
Hmm.
I don't remember what row.
Let me read it. If you have advantage on the attack roll, you don't need advantage if another enemy of the target was within 5 feet. That enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage. So no, I don't get it.
Okay.
I would either
But you
have advantage or have an adjacent enemy.
Yeah.
Or an adjacent friend enemy to the
Got
target. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So, no sneak attack.
All right. So on their turn. Not an action. That's an action.
This wouldn't occur to Wigbit, but would you guys keep one of these people alive to question them, or?
I wasn't intending to do that.
I mean, Wigbit couldn't.
Isn't that what Speak with Dead is?
Yeah. I don't have that yet.
Yeah, I mean, we are keeping one of them alive. He just jumped through a portal. So
Yeah, we'll get him later.
we'll ask questions later.
Yeah.
How far
I
is
wonder
it?
how many rounds of this would go if he were here.
It would be a significantly different battle.
Yeah, he had a pretty big plus on that because it was a 2. He got plus 16. So that's monk levels plus dexterity, if I remember right. So he's probably either got a good dexterity or a shit ton of monk levels, and he's a heavy armor monk.
You came
Full
up
metal.
with
I came up with that,
and then you perfected it.
but it
I think
doesn't
he's a
work.
monk.
I looked at it, like at least for most of the things, it doesn't work. You lose like your speed. You lose a bunch of things. I don't remember what.
I don't think he's a monk.
I think he's a monk. He's a heavy metal monk.
So
I mean, he might have a little. I know he's not a monk.
this fella, he yells something fiendish, actually, and these fiendish spirits start to whirl around him. And yeah,
They
they seem quite.
Why
They
are
seem,
you using that spell?
they seem quite.
Spell died with the rock.
Yeah, that spell should have died with the rock.
I mean, but it didn't. It's right here. It says use me, so I'm going to use it. And then...
It actually doesn't say that. I've read that text a lot of times, and it doesn't say use me in anything.
And then...
What language?
Fiendish?
And then he moves around you, but not near you. As far as he can move. So, Graras.
All right.
What language was that? Just out of curiosity.
The fiendish language?
Yeah.
A fiendish language? I don't know.
Is it abyssal?
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I said fiendish. I meant abyssal. Yeah, it was abyssal.
All right. What did that person say?
He was basically he's basically saying like fiends protect me, so nothing that was like revealing besides
10 cold damage and another bogus acid pouch.
Those acid pouches, man. That bad. Something happened
They're
to that
just
bad.
splatting off the armor and
Screaming fiendish stuff. Like, I'm assuming fire's no good. The other guy didn't seem to mind fire, so here we are.
Just because he can cast fire doesn't mean it's fireproof. That other dude was totally fireproof. But
The other dude is totally fireproof, but it doesn't mean he's not fireproof.
it's true. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Right.
Let's see. Champion's dead.
I'm assuming that's just what language its assistants speak. Whoever it was calling for.
Yeah.
Saying the Growlers.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just calling for help.
Okay.
It's not a fiend. Its helpers are though.
Fire from the ceiling.
Oma looks at Wigbit and says, "Forgive my cowardice." And she retreats around. I mean, she stumbles. She stumbles around the corner. She probably tripped on the corner, to be honest.
That's just.
he just growls back at her.
That's what kid sense.
Girl.
I mean, she's not enraged anymore, so she can use some common sense sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, Wigbit. Speaking of, so hold on, because you just did a thing.
Oh yeah.
So first off, when you move into that area, it's difficult terrain.
Sounds
I believe
good.
is what I read, but I don't think that matters. Yeah, affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, starts its turn there, and must make a Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, fantastic. Oh, not advantage, but wasn't gonna matter.
I don't think.
I don't think it mattered.
All right, and so you take.
Look at all the
nothing.
ones.
You get a golf clap for that one.
Woo! So you take 6 necrotic damage, or in your case, 3 necrotic damage.
Yep. All right.
And now, Kel, you hear her cursing out her fiends.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck was that? You're not protecting me.
She's not happy
like,
with them. She's not happy.
Just standing there, just like, what? Get over there! Hit this guy! As Wigbit runs up and smashes her face
She
in.
wanted them to do way more than that.
20.
Yeah,
Is she in plate?
she is.
15 on the first.
That's a good hit.
Oh, that was nice. 26.
That bloodied her too, by the way.
So we'll do 15 on the second. And 21.
Yeah.
17 on the third.
Good stuff.
That
Yeah,
was
so she's busy
solid.
like fussing at her fiends, and you just run up and like pow pow pow. And she's
Concentration saves.
oh, that's right. That is 3 concentrations.
Concentration saves.
DC 10 on the con save, right?
Yep.
All right.
How constitutional is she?
Well, I'd have to roll a pretty low number.
All right. Keep dropping.
And 17.
Oh, that's near there.
I was really hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, she's in tune with her spirits right now because she's so pissed off at him right now, so she's not going to lose the concentration. You know?
She will lose her concentration
When
in a
she-
moment.
in a
when she
moment.
dies.
Yeah, right. In
this
probably
next
about
tick.
2 seconds. But first, Prince Elishu needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wow.
Hey. So that's half damage, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is half, yeah.
that sounds right.
So you take, well, 2 of those dice for good. So you take 14, so you take 7 necrotic damage. And now y'all are probably going to finish her off, I would.
I think so. I think she's gonna get full of bolts and swords and
Swords and
Shit
I
about
saw
that.
the one, but I saw the, oh, this is 12 plus a D4.
Reroll it.
And this could take a while. Okay.
That's
So
15.
15. El, do you want to get in a shot?
yeah, sure, I'll take a shot.
Or do you care that Prince Elishu is going to put her down? I
I mean,
think
it's all happening at the same time.
Does 18 hit?
18 is the number for her, yes.
All right. And Keller, what do you roll?
I got a 23.
All right. Do it.
Well, she has 7 hit points left, so I think that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we lit her up. We lit her up that turn. Bow, 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 bow. Bolts, swords,
There it is.
dead, dead, dead. Teamwork.
There we go.
Dream work.
Yeah.
And the
So-
spirits go away.
Did she make her concentration save? Right.
No. I think you lose
Go
concentration.
in the corridor and see if we can find anybody.
Okay.
We can come back and check the bodies, right?
That's right.
So, as you move down, and I'm assuming the rest of you move up.
Yeah.
Is there anybody within rage distance?
So this is going to be more of a narrative
Okay.
talk.
All right.
Because
Yeah.
the enemies around the corner here are ones y'all are going to take out in one round with the damage and the hits y'all can do. So yeah, I mean, as you round the corner, you can see there's like, so what you see as you come around the corner is you see like a group of Durgar, and there's some gnomish thralls mixed in there too, and they're fighting in this hallway, and what you can see kind of on the other side of them is that you see there's some dwarves, and you see one guy at the front, and he clearly is in charge here. He's got like this sort of like scrubbly look to his face, like he doesn't have like a big beard like a lot of dwarves do, and he's wearing like this, this plate armor that has like the heraldry of Angrist on it, and he's up there, he's like commanding people what to do, and at the same time, like when an enemy gets close, he's like hammer like smashing some Durgar's head in, and so these dwarves, and there's like 5 of them, and they're like holding this hallway against these Duergar and these gnomes that are trying to push through. And y'all can see behind them, like you can see like people behind them. And like some of them are close. You see there's some dwarves that are like loading crossbow bolts and reloading crossbows. You see some gnomes that are like, shooting darts, at the Duergar. And so, but they're holding off. And so when y'all come around the corner, y'all kind of like got them caught now in between y'all. And so, it probably takes y'all like 4 rounds to probably combine efforts to just go through these and make mincemeat of them. So I'm going to assume that's what you do. And when you like go through all of these, and you kill them all, you don't actually see an illithid with them. But you're thinking to yourself, well, maybe there was an illithid in the other room that was being choked to death by the other dude. So, maybe that's that's the only thing that makes sense here. But yeah, so you rage and you're big Elishu and y'all, Kel comes around and puts some bolts into people and Gralrez lobs some frost and acid into the crowd and pretty soon the enemies go away, and so when it's over, the dwarf who's clearly in charge, he raises his hammer like looking at you all, and he kind of, you who are you?
I'm Prince Elishu of the Late Niles. We've come from the Underdark.
It's a long story.
Yeah, when you say the Underdark, he doesn't look well. It kind of knuckles go wider on the weapon as he's looking at you like, Underdark, eh?
We came from Emelis and went down into the Underdark, killed a Lithid. We defeated an Elder Brain, and then we were on our way up to here and then discovered that all's not well in Ingrist.
No, all is not well in Ingrist. And he puts the hammer down on the ground.
I mean, it's better than it was, though, when we got here. So that's something.
Saying you are?
I welcome your help, your assistance. I am Fargrim Darkfoe.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Heard of this guy?
I haven't heard of you. No, doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
Wigbit's heard of Fargrim.
Yeah, Wigbit has.
Yeah, so Wigbit, make a, I don't know, I guess Wigbit's pretty in tune with what's going on. He's been pretty good about keeping up with prophecy things, so.
He's been like coming off his rage for the last, but then he hears that. And
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you recognize the Darkfoe name, Fargrim Darkfoe, as he says it.
remind me, that's
There used to be a banner.
right. Yeah. Durax
Standard
was his
bearer.
standard bearer.
Yeah.
Standard bearer for Fargrim Darkfoe.
Dark. I fought alongside Durak for a while.
My standard bearer is here.
No,
He has returned. He's returned home finally.
he is. No,
Oh,
he didn't make it.
he was out. He didn't make it. What do you mean? He didn't make it to Angrist, or he just,
No, in the Underdark. Is that where I can't? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He
Yeah,
got
okay.
like everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. That's where. Yeah, in the Underdark.
You mean he fell?
Yes,
Mm.
he was a great warrior, but
He was.
we lost many.
He was
great
working
warriors.
on it, at least. He would have been greater if he'd kept his mouth shut on occasion.
He was always loyal, though.
And, like, he doesn't laugh, like he's straight faced, but like a couple of dwarves behind him, like when they've heard the conversation, like they look up and then they hear that and they just like, and they put their head down. and it's not like it's not a,
Just stay in the back.
it's not smirking. Most of it is it's a respectful laugh, but it's still definitely yeah, we know that. Yeah, we've heard that guy.
I mean, there's a reason he was the standard bearer. Everyone knew the standard was there.
I do miss him.
He would have made a great captain one day. I trust you were able to retrieve his body for proper burial.
We didn't. No, we didn't bring any bodies along.
What did we do?
Well, at one point y'all were like taking pieces of bodies, but
Hey, we gave up on that.
I can't recall what had happened after that.
Would you have kept something from?
I feel like I was into that for a while.
Yeah, you had Rowan's jawbone.
I do have Rowan's because who gathered that? Was that
Ravi had grabbed Rowan's jawbone.
okay?
And then Robbie died, and then you took Rowan's jawbone. But yeah, I
might
know.
just be collecting jawbones. I might be.
Yeah, at some point we gave up on the body.
That's what we do, I guess.
He's like digging in a bag and he's pulling. Well,
here's
here's
jawbones in here. It's one of
one.
these. Does this look like his?
Yeah, I really scratched the names in.
wide jawed, yeah.
It's like yeah, small stocky jaw.
No, I don't know if I would have. Yeah, if I would have taken something, because was I out when he died? I can't remember.
I want to say you were the git at that point.
Yeah,
you were Karkin when he was.
I was down with Dak in the hall when he went down.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I would share. I guess that we couldn't do a burial because of the area, but we did a funeral pyre. Or something like that. I hope that's
because of the what? What'd you say? Sorry,
because of the terrain. Because we were, the terrain, and we didn't have the time, so
well,
we did it the way we do it in the swamp.
We shall trade war stories later, and I shall hear of Durock's fall. But for the moment, we must go find my Thane. And he like turns around and he starts shouting orders, and you see some other dwarves come up, and then even some of the gnomes come up too, and then you can tell like behind them, it's this area over here on the map called the Deep Warrens, and he's you can tell like these are like where people live. These are like when they're not working, they come back here, and so their homes are back there. And obviously Fargrim had set up a nice little standing here, fending off attack after attack. So he's the have you run into the Thane?
No.
There was a dwarf that had been interrogated in the room behind us.
No.
Was that Thane? Did he look Thane-like?
He didn't really look.
Well, so yeah, when you say that, like he like pushes past you, and he goes up and he takes a left, and he goes to the chamber of might, and like oh no, that's not Thane. That's a dwarf. That's Owen. Oh no, wait, he fell to the watcher in the water. Sorry, that's Ori. This is Ori. Yeah. Says
Here, search over those bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you find, like I said, they're both wearing plate mail. The champion had a big great sword, and then the other one had a maul, and then otherwise, you don't find anything that's like identifying on them, except for that the we kept saying she, even though technically it was he. So they that you killed at the end there has as you like look it over, there's a small Shar holy symbol attached to it's like actually inscripted in the side of the maul. And so you realize, when she cast her spells, when they cast their spells, they, it was channeling, but otherwise it's just it's a maul with a holy symbol inscribed into it. So, but otherwise, yeah, you don't find anything, no names or anything like that. So,
Maybe we should have kept one alive.
We haven't passed through. I mean, we passed through the cavern in your great hall and made our way this way because we sensed some of your people were down here, and also something else strange which we found.
Then he kind of kicks the illithid. Yes, these are very strange.
And more of your people have gathered by the entrance.
Oh, well, then the entrance? That makes no sense.
Oh, I mean, what he said was the way in from the mountains.
Do what? Who are you pointing at?
Fuvel. He said it was the way in from the mountains. I don't know. It was the other way through the Great Hall, like away from the cavern.
Yes, that is the entrance. That would not make much sense. But
well, I don't know.
Let's go.
There's a few hundred people that way.
Yeah. Growrez, make a perception roll.
Pretty good at these.
Yeah, you've been on point with those tonight.
See if I can get another 10.
Oh,
Ooh, what a time for it.
I didn't get it.
So as y'all are standing here in the chamber of might, looking at the bodies and talking, you are, you've kind of walked back and looked, just back towards the Warrens, and you see a gnome that needs a sanity roll attached to it.
The Growrez needs to roll a sanity roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. Oh yeah, I'm good at this too.
Oh, actually, that's good enough though. So you see this gnome, and it makes you remember a vision you had. Like you had a vision about a gnome,
Running
that you are absolutely certain that is the deep gnome that you saw in your vision. And he's kind of clustered with a bunch of other people, dwarves and gnomes, still down in the warren, down in the passageway, but not come out of some of the warrens, but so sort of in the street, if you will, just milling about. They start some of them start cleaning up the bodies, and and there's still plenty of them that are on guard because clearly they're expecting an attack. But for the most part, he's kind of just standing watching. But yeah, you see that gnome.
So I'll walk on over to him. Hello. Do we know one another?
I don't think so. I don't recognize you. Were you one of the defenders of Rassendrek?
Yeah.
Oh.
You still have that statue?
Make an insight roll.
Oh, I'm good at that too.
I'm just trying to choose all your good skills. You keep saying that, and you keep rolling big numbers.
I'm not actually good at these. I just luck of the roll.
It looks like you're pretty good at these.
I mean, yeah. He obviously he seems very taken aback by you asking about the statue. And when you have that statue, he says, What statue? And clearly, he knows what statue you're talking about.
I'll lean in a little closer. The dragon head statue.
And like his hand kind of goes down to his side.
The brow resist goes down to his pouch of acid.
What do you know about that? What do you know?
I know that apparently we're collecting these things to keep Shar from destroying the world. What do you know about it?
Who is Shar? And why does Shar want to destroy the world?
So apparently I know more about it than you do.
Yeah, well, what do you know?
I know that it's probably not as safe in your hands as it would be in ours.
It's my statue. Why is my statue gonna destroy the world?
I wish I could tell you, but prophecies aren't that straightforward.
You have a prophecy about my statue?
Yep.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, they don't tend to do that either.
Well, I'm not gonna just give you my statue. It's my statue.
Your statue?
Well, I mean, it's been my statue for a long time.
Cebu's statue.
Cebu's? And he looks like Cebu's statue. No, Cebu's statue? What do you know Cebu? How is Cebu?
Couldn't tell you.
Do we hear this, or is this off to the side?
I'm fine with y'all listening to it. Like if you're walking, yeah. I mean, yeah. I would say like at some point, because Fargrim's talking to Prince Elishu probably mostly, but then like eventually Efilas and will show up and there is Efilas recognizes Fargrim when he comes around the corner, and Fargrim like looks at Efilas like, I think I recognize you too, and then like after a moment, there's a recognition of I've seen you before, and so then they start kind of talking about things. But yeah, if y'all want to be part of that conversation, it's fine, or otherwise you see, Growler is talking to this gnome. And the gnome's like body language would suggest
surface gnome.
The one you're talking to is a deep gnome.
Oh, should I probably be talking to him in an undercommon. But
yeah, okay, yeah.
But I mean, body language is a thing.
But what?
But body language is a thing.
Oh yeah. So Wigbit, if you're like bored,
I just hear Cebu.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You probably hear Cebu.
Cebu. What are we talking about Cebu for?
In common.
Cebu.
Who's
Cebu?
I think this gnome has the dragon head statue.
What?
Which is Selenar's Dragonod statue, by the way. But if we're going for ownership,
winners write the history books, man.
Win.
Sorry, what'd you say? You said that.
I think this gnome has the dragon head statue.
Oh, from the prophecy.
Yep.
And
what is going on? I don't know.
What did that have to do with Cebu?
And it's clear, by the way, that this gnome does not understand common. So if y'all are talking in common, like he's looking at you like, oh, they're speaking the surface language. So yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say, Suf?
Well, then if he's not understanding, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, he probably picks up a word every now and then, but for the most part, especially when y'all say stuff like prophecy, I mean that would not translate well at all. So it's
he'll lean over to Wigbit and say, I honestly, I don't know. It's just as part of my vision, just trying to pull something out of him. In my vision, he was wondering how Cebu was doing.
Oh well, Cebu's dead.
I'm an undercome, and I'll share that. Wigbit tells me that Cebu is dead.
Yeah, that is most unfortunate.
Wigbit, how did he die?
Did you kill him?
He went nuts, right?
He was going nuts.
Yeah.
But then
He was Wigbit knows. Yeah, he was strapped to and it looked like an altar, and was being tortured, and he was also had a dragon head statue with him, and it was.
Oh, so I've seen this before.
You've seen a dragon head statue before, yes?
Okay.
Yeah, so because you saw, and then that's when the half elf. That's the first time y'all had seen the half elf, and so you saw the half elf in the room when the mind flayer killed Unknown, and he took the statue and disappeared, and Cebu died
Yeah.
on
So
the altar.
I would
Like
kind
laying
of,
there resisting for a while, right? Like he was
yeah.
trying not to.
Yep.
I would describe, he was strapped to a table, going insane while he was being tortured.
hey,
Is that actually what you say?
Yeah.
and that's what
Is
Grower.
that what Grower says?
Yeah.
And like he takes a step back, and it's like, you this.
But the dark elf, or so the half elf took the statue. Did this get it from the half elf? Are there
In common, I'll say that's what I'm trying to find out.
multiple statues?
Maybe.
No,
You see, this half elf is hunting down gnomes, seeking this statue.
Can I see the statue? I've seen the other one once. I can see if it's identical.
Oh, you're asking. Okay, yeah, he doesn't have it out. If you're asking.
Yeah, no, I'm asking Graurez.
Okay.
Grower says something to him in undercommon. Maybe he's asking. You don't know.
Yeah.
Did you ask Growrus?
No, Growrus had said this half elf is seeking out gnomes trying to find the statue.
I don't know anything about a half elf, and I've had this statue for a long time,
Well,
years. I found it, so you're right. It probably wasn't mine, but it's been mine for long enough.
well,
When we find gems, and he looks at you like a deep gnome. When we find gems when we're mining, they're ours, right?
right? But how many times does a powerful elf come hunting after you for gems?
Never.
No, if you just want to wait around for this one to come hunt you down, strap you to an altar, and torture you to death, I guess that's your choice.
Is he not going to let me see it?
We're back to Wigbit. Hold on, I'm working on it.
All right.
Make a persuasion roll.
I don't do that either.
Do it.
What I get?
No, you don't do that.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Inspired.
I'm inspired to make it.
Inspired.
Oh,
That's not bad.
No?
Okay.
I love
Well, I mean that.
He gives it to
Oh, yep, we gave it to you. Yep, definitely gave it to
very
you.
afraid, and he just hands it over.
Yep.
And there we go. We have actually solved the vanishing by collecting this and disenchanting it. The vanishing goes away.
Yeah.
What if there are multiple dragon heads, though?
There might be.
That's yeah.
Oh man.
We went, yeah. Yep. We take the statue. We leave.
Internet cord.
We solve.
Internet cord needs to plug it directly into his new internet.
Yeah, we go and we jump through the portal
Man, I'm
where
gonna
that armor guy went.
Yep.
And we get there and we kill him and the elf, and
Yep. Oh,
that's it.
Yep.
All right, so we did that, right?
now we're level 20. And we're going to take Orcus.
Yep.
Or Char, or both at the same time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's what's
Was that
going
guy a dwarf? The dwarf in plate mail?
on. Which?
The one that just portaled away?
Oh no,
No, I think he's
tall,
human.
size. Hey, so we just while you were
So,
gone,
while I was,
yeah, we took the
y'all
dragon.
took the statue.
Yep,
And,
we jumped through. We
Yeah.
opened a portal and followed the guy in the armor through. Killed him. Got to the half
Yep.
elf. Killed the half elf. Leveled up to 20,
yeah.
and now we're ready for the final boss.
All right. Well,
You want to go to
here
that?
we go.
Wherever that tree is.
Let's roll it up. I mean,
Yeah.
might as well. Yeah.
Anyways, you were about to say.
I don't. So I don't know the last thing that I said. He said,
You didn't catch anything. I told you that, or we saw I got a 15, and then you went, and he says.
And then you
Okay.
cut out.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. So the die I rolled, by the way, is I gave him like a saving throw essentially versus your persuasion. And he rolled 12. So I mean, he's still very defensive, obviously, but he's a little more like, well, that doesn't. I mean, he has that look of, well, that doesn't sound like a real pleasant way to go. This is so I give this to you. What are you gonna do with it?
We're going to protect it. Apparently, we're going to save the world.
I don't understand. It's just a statue.
It's strange how these things work.
That may not
This
necessarily be as true as we'd like it to.
is just an eye, but it's a bit more than an eye, isn't it? And I mean, you'll notice like the crystalline nature
Yeah.
of his fake eye. I found it, but it's not
Alright,
just an eye.
Ask him if he's a tinkerer.
Hold on, incoming. Hold on, I'm almost there.
Well, I was wondering that too. Oh, if you need to scare him, tell him the other one blew up. The other person that was getting tortured.
Wigbit, I have a lot of questions.
Me too.
I have a lot of questions.
I have no idea what's going on, but it's all coming together.
What's coming together?
Oh,
back to the normal.
I'll show you.
All right.
Here's response.
All right. Well, is there anything I could have for my troubles? This is something I've had in my family for a long time.
Yeah, I've got some gems you'd probably like.
All right. Well, I have to go retrieve it.
I'll go with you.
All right.
I'll go with him.
Are we going to take a look? Yeah, I'll come.
So they start to walk away.
Oh,
Where are you going?
He like points over his shoulder and then they start walking away.
We're gonna get it, Wigbit, if you want to join. It should be fast.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
I'll come also. When I see them walking away, then I'll break off from conversation with Efilas and Fargrim.
Okay. Kelly, you following these strange people, or
I guess, yeah.
they have nothing better to do at the moment? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like, where are we going?
And yeah, so you go back into, like I said, this Warren's. The taller people actually at various points have to actually duck down to move into certain areas. But eventually you get to there's a small little cave. And it looks like obviously there's like a communal spot. where like several gnomes have like gathered to, to sleep in bed. And so he goes over to like, his stuff. And he kind of goes through and he pulls out a dragon-headed statue, and it looks like, where is it? I don't know. We're all on this page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did that appear somewhere?
Yep.
Top left of the screen. Yeah, there
Yep.
it is. Yeah, that's probably not that bad actually. That's more of the skinny.
Oh, that looks
tall,
yeah,
right?
that
Looks
that
nice.
looks exactly like the one we saw.
So yeah, I've had. Oh, he can't understand you. Never mind.
I say to Growrest.
So that does look like the one wig bit.
Oh, and you saw it too in your vision, right?
Yeah. But I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the same as the one you saw from the.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, so we now realize, yes, we're talking about the same dragon head statue.
We'll grab out 10. I'm going to say this wrong. Mike, you might have to correct me. Chalcedony? Chalcedony?
Chalcedony.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Chalcedony.
Yeah, Chalcedony.
Okay.
We'll grab, so it's about 500 gold worth of gems.
He still looks very reluctant, and he's like, it's clear he's gonna hand it over, but he's I don't understand. I don't understand this at all.
No, you don't need to understand.
The last time I saw Cebu was years ago, and he was visiting, and that was the last time I've seen Cebu.
Can you ask him where he found it and why Cebu might have had it or one like this?
Where did you find it, and why might Cebu have had one?
I was just I was out, just looking for diamonds. I am a what's my last name? I am a diamond grazer after all, and I found this in like a little grotto. It was just sitting there, and I just took it because it was a nice thing. Cleaned it up, polished it off, realized it was, and he's talking about it like it's, worth a ton of money, but for those of you on the surface world, I mean, this would fetch a little bit, but it's certainly not like, a 5,000 gold piece of art or anything. It's a, maybe it gets you a couple hundred gold up top somewhere. But I thought it was very nice, and it's. He kind of looks at the gems you're offering, and it's clearly worth something.
Yeah. I feel bad that we have to take it off your hands.
And he hands it over to you.
I hand him the 10
Yeah.
gems.
Well,
Oh, Wigbit wanted to know if you're a tinkerer.
a what?
A tinkerer.
Well, he wouldn't know it though. Oh, I guess I didn't hear that.
I mean, aren't we all sort of tinkerers in our own way?
I mean, yeah, I suppose mine is alchemy.
Right. I mean, I look for diamonds and try to carve them and make them into something. If that's makes me a tinkerer, then yes.
Then to Wigbit. I mean, he finds and carves diamonds. I don't know
Well-
what kind of tinkering you mean.
No. Did we already establish that Cebu was the tinkerer and darkness washed over him?
Seems like it did.
It was the group assumption. Yes.
Okay. All right. I think we already found our tinkerer.
Oh, hopefully now we found our statue.
Yeah. Don't put that in water.
What?
What?
Oh, well, like water's submerged the prism. I don't know if it's the prism, but I don't know.
All right. I
It
won't
looked
put
like a prison.
Well,
some I've seen.
Also,
Yeah.
what?
don't put it in water and don't hit it with a battle axe.
Don't
Whatever
get
you
it after
do.
midnight.
Don't.
All right. Is everybody clear? Don't get the dragon head wet.
All right. He hands it over to you, and you hold on to it.
Oh, whoa.
He's just holding it out.
All right. What
Have
is
y'all
going
left-
on?
Have
What
y'all
is
left
this
the gnome-
statue
have y'all
all?
left the-
No, we're
Have
not
y'all-
just doing this in common in front of him.
So you're like but you reach to hand the statue over to Wigbit,
He's like,
and
I'm gonna break it.
like, what are you doing?
Wait, what is this?
I gave it to you.
well, yes. But
Oh.
he's worried that we're going to put it in water or something.
All right, what is this statue? Who is Cebu? Why can't you put it in water? Why can't you hit it with a battle axe? Why does this guy have it? What is going on?
Kel, I've got a story to read you when we give her a chance.
Okay.
It's got some weird stuff in it though, so be ready.
Growler put it in his backpack.
Sure.
Some gnomes and a couple of dwarves have like sort of like gotten closer to y'all and are just sort of listening to this conversation. And some of them can't understand, but there's a few that speak enough common that they're picking up on things y'all are saying. And so when Kel starts saying those things, some of the ones who speak common also are going, yeah. Who? Why can't you get a statue wet? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. No, I mean, and they sort of like start, echoing what you're saying.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear this story.
It might explode in what was it?
Sure.
You're the only one who knows.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll
And
explode if you
darkness
put it in
will wash
water.
everything, and darkness will cover everything.
I mean, I guess you shared this. Like, Growlers would have it in his notes. Because I'm sure you shared it. You would have written it down.
Yeah. No, I talk prophecy a lot. Confusingly.
Yeah. Makes it
Mixed
even-
with lots of poor, like weak speculation. But yes, you've heard enough of the real prophecy.
Should we head back to the others?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're supposed to find the Thane.
Right.
Yeah, and about that, and as y'all was saying that, y'all can see like more of the dwarves, especially that are down here, are like moving towards the entrance, and some of them have like just makeshift like spears and like clubs and pickaxe. A few of them have like some pieces of armor that they've gotten on. A couple of them have like a shield, and for the most part, they look like dwarven commoners, but they looks like they're heading out to go join the foray to find the Thane. So, but yeah, so y'all head back out, and yeah, there's more dwarves that are gathering. Some of the gnomes as well, and you see, Fargrim is starting to. I mean, he's starting to position people, and Efilas is like, he was just kind of sitting there waiting for y'all to come around the corner, and he looks at you all and says, I'm glad to see you're all okay.
And you too. We got the statue. Growlers has it.
And Efilas looks taken aback. Like, what?
Dad, the dragon head. I don't know how Growlers knew, but the gnome had it.
It was from my vision.
It was his vision. He said that at the same time you say, and he looks at you. You found the gnome?
Yeah.
Do you think
Excuse me. You found. Why did he have the
We found it some time ago.
Well, about that time, you hear Fargrim like give the move out. And
Should we have not let him go?
I don't know. I mean, every time we try to save somebody, we end up killing them. So I don't know if that's the right move.
Almost alive. You came down to save her, didn't you?
I mean, but we lost Gerelda in the process. We lost Rowan and the collectors. Yeah.
The prophecy mentions darkness, but that was Cebu, right? That's not this.
I mean,
I don't know.
that's what we assumed when Cebu died. Yes. Well, let's.
We also found one of the people I saw in the vision I got when I went down in the Underdark. Got away though.
The plate meld fella?
Mm-hmm.
The one who disappeared?
Yep. Jumped through a portal.
Oh, that's right. Efilas wasn't here. So he's like, yeah. So sorry. Yeah. He's like, but Olmo would say like the plate meld fella.
Yes.
And then
With the purple ring and.
Do you know him?
Jumped through a portal. Me?
Was the half elf with him?
No.
That's good.
Just him. Shot him. Well, shot at him twice. Caught one of them right in the air.
I've never seen that before.
No, that was real weird. Pretty quick.
He caught the bolt.
Yeah, the first. I mean, he sort of caught the second one with his shoulder.
That's the more traditional way of catching it, though.
I like that better.
Yeah.
But then he I don't know, said he'd, I don't know, catch up with us later.
I might have to try that sometime. Kel, you and I might have to see if I can figure that trick out.
If you want to practice, let me know.
Yeah. When we get some downtime.
It takes 3 levels of monk.
So,
for 2 classes when you can have 3. You'll be so classy.
3 classes is the way to go, man.
I don't plan on succeeding at it. No.
I'd like 10 classes with 2 levels in every class, please.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah, so the dwarves and y'all, I mean, you know, y'all are higher level than most of the folks that are here. So, you know, they're leading because they're dwarves, but, you know, if y'all run into anything, y'all are certainly probably going to do the heavy damage, obviously. But you move through, and you do find some other evidence of battle and some other evidence of like blood. You do find some like dead thralls here and there every now and then. You do find a few gnomes that are missing brains. But you don't find any dwarves that are brainless.
What about
you do not find any dead Illithid as you are, you know, searching through. Eventually, when you come to down here on the map, so kind of following like Kel's, you know, humanoids are that way type thing. You get to this intersection, and then you head this way. And when you get to like here, and some of the scouts have gone ahead, they come back and report there's a bunch of bodies piled up in the and they name this mine this I forgot what it's called, but you know, he names it, and that's Kel. You kind of do your sense thing again, and you detect a lot of humanoids that direction. And so they you know, y'all move that way, and you'll get kind of and y'all get to that entry point, kind of where the white meets the brown there, and yeah, there's like bodies just stacked up you know, 10 high, like and there's a low overhang here. And you know, Duergar, gnomes, you even see like a dwarf or two that are in there, but they're all stacked up. And you know, Fargrim goes up to it, and he kind of shouts in, you know, like, "Who's in there? Corpse monger!" Yeah, yeah, who's in there? And he hears like a reply that's in Dwarvish. If anybody speaks Dwarvish, I don't know.
No.
No. All the normal language characters are already dead.
So yeah, at some point, Kel and Wigbit need to realize that they both speak Abyssal.
Yeah.
Chatting Abyssal to each other.
That's right, Wigbit. You would have heard the.
Nah, I was raging. It's cool.
You still heard it. I mean, you know, like I said, it wasn't anything to get excited about.
I can't separate it from English when I'm in there. It's, you know,
it's all
common.
Yeah. But when he like hears the response, like, you know, he identifies himself, and so then, you know, y'all can hear like the sound of movements behind, and then Fargrim orders, like, you know, his people to like start taking down the bodies from this side, and so eventually y'all take down bodies, and then you find like there's another layer of bodies behind it that are stacked up, and so you're taken down, and eventually
Duergar or more dwarves and gnomes?
It's a mix. It's mostly like enemy bodies, but the occasional dwarf, the occasional gnome, whether it was a gnome thrall, whether it was an actual gnome, you're not sure. But they're, yeah. But yeah, so but they, you know, pull those away, and as they pull it away, and like you can start to look in, you see there's a whole bunch of dwarves in this cave. And so you hear kind of it's Captain Darkfoe, and so then you hear like and so then after a moment, you see obviously a noble dwarf come around, you know, and he's dressed in plate mail, and he's got a hammer in his hand, and he walks up, and he sees Captain Darkfoe, and he says something to him in Dwarvish, and you know, Darkfoe kind of gives him the my king, and then the king actually comes over and gives him a hug. You know, which there's kind of you don't speak Dwarvish, but you kind of hear the shocked like go through the crowd when that happens. And then he looks beyond and he sees you, and I assume you are at least allies of Captain Darkfoe. And Fargrim just stands there like still. He says, I welcome you and thank you for all you have done for our kingdom. I assume if you are here, then you have at least slain some of our enemies. And he looks at Fargrim, and Fargrim just kind of has that, and he kind of gives like a slight nod. He says, we are forever in your debt.
We say the Leyden Isles are friendly to Ingress. Like, I am Prince Elashu.
Welcome, Prince Elashu.
Dragonborn have deep roots in the Farinal Mountains.
Welcome, Prince Elashu of the Leyden Isles.
I am Wigbit of the Swamp.
Welcome, Wigbit of the Swamp.
Sorry, I'm Kel.
Welcome, Kel.
Here. Yeah.
Around here?
Not from around here.
Oh, not from around
Not
here.
from around here.
And Wigbit does like a formal bow and tries to be like, but it's not.
And he doesn't actually look at you, Growlres, because you are a deep gnome, and there's a bunch of deep gnomes in the group. Yeah, so then he looks up and he sees Oma, and Oma's still like a bloodied mess, and she's like leaning on her sword. and and she's probably healed up a little bit, but she's still quite injured. And so he sees her and says, "Oh, no," and so he just turns around and he motions for somebody, and you see like a clericy person come over and he says, and he kind of looks at the rest of you. I don't know how injured. Is anybody else bloodied?
Yeah.
No.
I blooded you. I blooded you after that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, go me.
Ranged characters have been doing their job. We haven't gotten hit once.
Clean as a whistle.
So they
run. I threw myself in the middle of everything. Yeah, I took a bunch of damage.
I mean, you were big
Yeah.
target.
I mean, it's almost like we got party balance between ranged and melee now.
Wait, that can't possibly be true.
Well, it'll go away soon. Don't worry.
That's to say, that's why it has to change.
Can't last.
We just started to hit our stride in combat. And,
Vale,
We'll see.
Vale has
I
a
think
pretty
it
nice
actually
bow.
Stays balanced.
Do what?
A bow?
I said Vale has a pretty nice bow, if I recall correctly.
Well, Kel doesn't mind a bow. He can have it.
I don't like bows.
Well, then I guess Vale's going to continue to have a nice bow.
Does Vale use a bow?
If you can
No.
like turn it sideways and put it on a thing,
Put it on a stick?
yeah,
Yep. We'll work on that.
then I'll use.
Vale will craft that for you.
Good.
Really bad.
Wrong character.
oh, that was some okay.
That's a pretty start. Well, you get back 21 hit points.
I said, that looked like that could have been good, but
It was
Yeah,
feast
we
and
get 2
famine.
minis. Oh yeah, wasn't great, but yeah. So they come over and they lay hands on you, and Oma introduces herself, and then Efilas introduces himself, and he says, Thane, I'm Thane Ironfoot. I am pleased that you are okay. This is promising for some things that I believe have happened, and I hate to end the joyous reunion here, but is your teleportation circle still functional? And Thane says, of course, you are. As I said, we are forever in your debt. I'm sure Captain Darkfoe will have his standard bearer tell many stories of your gallant deeds. And somebody got a promotion.
Yeah. That's what happened with this. Standbearer is not a long career.
No, it's not.
And there's a certain type of person that gets that job.
And he says, so, you are free to stay for as long as you desire, and when you wish to leave, we will not hold you here. You are always welcome in Angrist as allies of the dwarves.
So if the Laden Isles haven't fallen yet, I would like to know their status as well, Efilas.
You said that to Efilas?
Yeah, I said everybody else's vision has already happened, and so I suddenly feel like there's not much reason why mine also wouldn't have happened.
No, mine has not happened.
I haven't seen the tiger yet.
Partially happened.
Yours has not happened, Efilas?
No, this was part of it, which is why, again, I'm glad to see. And of course, you start talking about visions, and the thing kind of raises an eyebrow at you, like, what are we talking about here? But he lets you talk. He says, yes, I understand your desire to return home. I would very much wish to get back to Emelis as fast as possible, though. If you wish to meet us up there later, then
I'll go with you to Emelis. I must retrieve my retainers anyway.
Your teeth getting out of line. Oh, this is what popped into my mind.
The retainers, yeah, his retainers.
Left it in the trash can at school.
And so, Efilas, he says, well, Thane Ironfoot, I hope that, I hope you were able to restore whatever has been lost from your kingdom. And if things are right in the surface world, then we will send assistance as we may. And Thane says, Thane says, well, we're going to address that. These illithid, they must be eradicated. So we will hopefully have news on that front soon. As soon as I get a report here from all the things. Do you have information about the illithid?
Yeah, I mean, we killed just about all of them.
There's more left.
Yeah, probably not many.
Our victory was not complete. There was a
mostly complete.
space in there was a space where we stopped advancing.
Caliph and I could probably help you with that.
Could you guide a force back there?
He does a double take when you speak. He looks at you. And then like Caliph kind of steps forward, and she sort of had her hood up as soon as like there were a lot of dwarves, and she's been kind of standing right on the edge of things. But when you say her name, like she steps forward, and she keeps her hood up, and she says, "Yes, I will." And Thane looks up at her and just kind of says, all right, are you capable of such an endeavor?
Well, these two are quite capable.
I'm probably more suited to fight illithid than most.
And Efilas says, yes, he is quite the ally. He is from a different place than, and he kind of points back to the other gnomes. He's made of a different stuff, you will find. But it pains me to hear, Grauraz, you are not going to accompany us.
To the surface?
I mean, I understand why you wouldn't, but I always hoped that you would.
No, I have no desire to see his son. I don't want to know what a day looks like.
Not even just the once?
Not even just the once, no. If the light that Prince Elishu shines off is evidence enough of the needs of the surface world, I'm quite contented to stay down here in the warmth of the darkness.
Warmth?
Yes.
You seem confused. What? Will you keep the statue safe with you?
No, I mean, I can, but I assume that you all would need it for something.
Maybe Efilas. Efilas, do you want to?
It's afraid of it.
I'm afraid of it. Yeah.
Efilas says, I will take it off your hands if you need me to.
I'll give the statue to Efilas.
And he takes his mask off, and you see the old half elf appear, and then he's vanished. End of campaign. That's it. That's how I wanted it.
Don't give him the statue. Can't give him the statue. Come on.
That was it. I was waiting for it. You had to offer it to him. He couldn't He couldn't take it from you.
I knew it.
I wish I had set that up from the beginning. God, that would have been awesome. But no, but no, he'll
You fools.
you fools. Yeah. Yeah. But no, he'll take it and he'll put it in his bag.
And he'll also take the boots of Elvenkind and the necklace off and say, "It seems like you're going to have more difficulties in your travels than I will, and this cloak should do more than enough for me. Take these and find your way safely, I hope."
The boots of Elvenkind and what?
It was the necklace of awesomeness. It was amulet of proof against detection and location.
Ooh.
There was a certain point there where the Elder Brain couldn't find Growlrez. I remembered it about half the time. Sorry. So, yeah. I mean,
Growlrez will miss you. It was
good
a
making
pleasure traveling with you.
It is an honor fighting with you.
Hopefully I'll remember more as time goes on, but I'm sure it was.
And I'll put out a hand to shake, and I don't know if you shake hands, and and then I'll grab you and I'll wrap you up in a hug and lift you up and squeeze you.
Bump elbows with you?
there's definite chuckling going on among the dwarves.
Shakes your elbow.
Take it easy. Have fun killing Illithid.
Oh, I will.
And Efilas turns to Caleb and says, "Take care, my friend. Look after Growlrez." And he looks at Growlrez and says, "And look after her.
Of course.
You're both on the same path now from very different beginnings, I believe." And Efilas then turns around to the Thane, who by this point is talking to Fargrim about things. But when he turns around, like, the Thane looks at Efilas, and Efilas says something in Dwarvish to Thane. He does speak 7 languages, so it's dwarf is one of them. And he that's something when he looks at Caleb when he says it. And the Thane's eyes get big, and then Efilas keeps talking to him, and he's saying this really low because obviously there's dwarves around, but he says it and then clearly he's telling who Caleb is, and just he spends a couple minutes here just talking to the Thane quietly, and Fargrim of course hears all this too. Fargrim has no reaction to it. He just stands there, maybe nods a little bit when Efilas starts recounting some of Caleb's deeds. And then after a couple minutes, Thane Ironfoot says something in Dwarvish and nods his head a little reluctantly, but nods his head. And Efilas, turns back around to you two and says, "Good luck. I hope the passageways treat you well."
While Efilas is talking to the Thane,
Mhm.
lean into Growlrez and Caleb. Hey, don't let this guy get you in any spots you can't get yourselves out of, Sometimes
He looks up at Caleb and back at Kel. Without this filthy light around, I think we'll be fine.
yeah, just sometimes
The hooded figure is nodding.
sometimes these types, I don't know, they don't think past the end of their nose.
No,
Be careful.
I also don't get the sense that either one of us are prone to following.
Well, good. I hope not.
Thank you.
All right. And so, as you, the teleportation circle is actually up here in this space. And so yep. And so eventually, a dwarvish woman named Nagoli Lava Maker.
Lava.
Shaman.
Lava.
Lava
That's right,
maker.
it's
Lava maker.
Oh, it's definitely lava maker. Oh
lava
yeah,
maker.
yeah.
Lava.
The only lava maker.
Lava.
Yeah, yeah. God. The thing tells her, send them to wherever they desire, and she nods her head. And she and a couple of guards. And actually, there's groups of dwarves that are now moving off, into the rest of Angrist to search out, make sure everything is destroyed. But you get the general impression that most things are probably secured at this point. And so takes you back up here. When you get to this outside chamber, you can tell that this area here looks to be like a small barracks type room. And then there's clearly this is some kind of guard station. And then you walk into this big area here. And there's clearly you see some murder holes in the walls. And so it's clearly this is folks that are using the teleportation circle, if they're using it for, not good reasons, then this is what could happen. And then you get to the room with the teleportation circle, and there's a door, and it's closed. And it's an iron door that's been, sealed shut. And so a couple of the guards come over and they find these two different levers, and so it takes them about 3 or 4 minutes to put this thing in motion. But eventually they find these levers and they pull them back, and then they work them at the same time. And these doors, instead of just opening like a door, they actually slide open. And so clearly they were pulling, and they had to put their strength in it to make the doors open.
Doors. Pocket doors.
Mm-hmm. And beyond, you see a room there with runes on the floor. And Nagoli says, so where Emelis? She says. And Efilas says yes. Although Efilas then turns around to Kel and says, will you be accompanying us to Emelis?
Sure. Why not? I got a story to listen to.
It's a good story.
All right. I didn't even think about if Kel just dips out here. Actually, you know what? I don't care about any of this stuff.
Well,
I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, Efilas has had that question: is your journey, is your task done? Is your journey over? That's why he's,
I mean, no, because I got to find out what's going on with all this portal hopping. This guy
Johnny,
in the
don't
armor
tempt
and this...
Josh. You know it's...
You're giving me an out.
Just let's go.
Out,
Come on,
huh?
let's go. Don't give him time to think
out.
about it.
No, I got to figure out what's going on. These people are making portals and hopping all over the place, and there's the Astral Sea, and no, I think I got to stick around with you guys for a while and figure out what's up.
All right. So she goes over and she does the teleportation circle spell and moves the runes in the right place. And I think it actually takes 10 minutes for that spell to work, but however long it takes, she gets it all in place and she casts the spell, and it, and she just points and says, good journeys. And Efilas nods his head, and Efilas steps through.
All right.
We'll go in there.
And Alma follows. She limps through, and then y'all go through. And so, I haven't been able to put this in Roll20 yet.
Look at this page over here.
It's Emelis.
It's Emelis.
Last time we were here, we were playing together.
It's been a long time since we were in Emelis.
Yeah, so here's what happens as we step out of the teleportation circle.
Oh boy.
Roll it.
So when you step out of the teleportation circle, there are 2 guards, and that's not abnormal. Teleportation circles are guarded generally to make sure there's no magical invasion from that as best they can be. But as y'all step through, their weapons come up, and they're about to roll initiative. And then they see Efilas. Yeah, right. The weapons come up, and then they see Efilas, and like one of the guards like tilts his head, Lord Efilas, and like,
Word? A
like
word?
and Efilas guy looks at it. Just don't. It's a long story. He says, "Yes, I have returned from my journeys," and they lower the weapons and they're looking at each other like, okay, this is not what we expected. And about that time, the door to the room opens and you see I probably could say the oldest elf you've ever seen walk into the room. It's not a half elf, it's an elf.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Right. And and he's got like he's got his hands full of like spell components. I mean, that's what you see, like all kinds of different spell components, like piled up in his hands when he walks in. And so he walks in and like he sees the 2 guards looking at these 5 people that have walked in. So he kind of stops, and his eyes get big, and then he looks over and he sees Efilas. And he's got like, he goes from like shock, and then it goes straight to like a sneer. And Efilas, when he sees this elf, he's like talking to the guards, and then he sees this elf walk in, and Efilas like gives him a look like, and kind of gives him a sneer as well. And then Efilas's face gets curious about like, and he kind of points at all the components, and is like, "What is going on here?" And the elf says, "I should have known you would have returned. It took you long enough, and just in time." And Efilas says, "Alar, what are you talking about?" And so when he says Alar, the elf's face immediately gets a very indignant look to him, like that look of "How dare you call me Alar?" Like that's the. I mean, it just, And so Alar says, "Well, if you must know," and about that time, everybody feels a rumbling, like something is shaking, like, and Alar says, and he drops the components on the floor and says, "Well, if you want to know," and he motions back out towards where he came from. And so Efilas at first has a look of, I don't want to do what he says, but I feel like I should do what he says. So he starts walking that way. And the guards are like,
Are we in the tower or are we in the castle?
We're in the mage tower.
You're in the tower.
Okay, that's the only one in Emelis that we know of. Okay.
Yep, that you know of. Yep. Yeah. So do y'all follow out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. So he takes you out, and there are these passageways that actually seem to move as you're walking through them. So like, I kind of vision this as like, imagine like the Harry Potter stairways that move up and down. And these aren't stairways, but it's like a passageway. You walk, and all of a sudden, like the corridor like meets another corridor, and it wasn't there a moment before. And Efilas like went out of the room first, but he waited for Alar to come and walk, and like so Alar like just walks, and he knows exactly where he's going. Every time a corridor shifts, he moves to it and he follows it. And he comes to a door that all of a sudden just is there. And he opens the door and he steps out, and it's clear that he's stepping outside. And so when you step outside, you're on a balcony and you are 7 stories up on top of this tower. So it's a 7-story tower, and you're at the top, and there's like a little walkway. And you are right where the 2 ends meet in the middle of Emelis there. So does that make right? Oh, wait, I'm drawing on it. That's not what I meant to do. Right there. Yep, right there. And so you can see pretty much the whole city. And so what you see when you step out is that it is nighttime. And to the north here, beyond the Delhas River, you can see like a line of torches. I mean, that's what it looks like anyway. Torchlight for as far as the eye can see. And over here towards the thing that Alar is looking at is over towards the eastward. There is a large fire that's going, like there's a building that's in flames. As you're standing there, you all of a sudden see like projectiles coming over the walls and landing in the city. And so they're hitting in the city, being launched from something. From the north, yep. From the Delhas. From like the edge of the Vastwood there. And Alar says, well, you wanted to know what was going on. And he points. Things have happened since you've been gone.
Who is that's attacking?
Vileus's troops. And Efilas looks at him and says, by my count, I feel like I left hold on, let me get this right. It says that I left this city 20. What day did the PCs kidnap me? He says, I feel like I've been trying to keep count, and it was about 16 days ago I left this city. So in my counting, and it could be off a little bit, I feel like it should be the end of the 10th month, October. And Alar says, it's the middle of November. You have been gone for over a month and a half. And Efilas looks at y'all.
So that is unexpected.
Kel, make a knowledge roll.
Oh, that kind of knowledge?
Yeah, that kind of knowledge. This is what you're good at.
We must have slept longer than we thought.
23. Yeah, so Kel, you know that the Feywild does funny things with time. And it can go either direction. It can go, like you said, we were down here for days and we've only been down here for an hour, or it can go the other way. We were in here for an hour and it's been weeks. And
we spent 3 days.
And
yeah, that's like when I go in the Feywild. Sometimes I come out here and it's been a while. Sometimes it hasn't been as much time as I thought. Time works weird there.
Well, this is unexpected.
I mean,
And
it's not that unexpected when you go in the Feywild. Like, these things happen.
So
No,
every night we slept there, it was like a week here.
that's what it would seem to me, says Efilas. But, and before he can say anything else, you see below you on Queensway, which is the large avenue, you all of a sudden, you're kind of all just standing there and you're watching these, you're watching clearly like a city that's about to, if not already under siege, is soon to be. You see a dark purple ringed portal open.
Oh, let's go there.
And as it opens, you see 3 bolts of lightning fire out of it and hit 3 people that are just on the street and completely just incinerates them.
Never mind. Let's not go in that one.
And as that happens, y'all see a gargantuan brain just hit the road and just like hit the road and just like and just splat.
Ooh.
And it's not moving and it looks beat up. I mean, there's not a lot left.
See, I told you we killed it.
high up is second stories?
Do what?
How far away is this from us?
A good
on the-
ways.
Yeah, it's on
But
the
as
Queensway.
as you're like, whoa, this is what needs to happen. You all of a sudden freeze. Everything seems to stop, and you see an old half elf
Oh no.
float out of this portal. And as he is moving, y'all are all stuck where you are. And you see him look up, and he kind of looks up in your direction, but as he speaks, like his voice kind of amplifies. And he says, "This is not the end, collectors. If you believe this was our only conduit, you are fools. And was it worth it? Your losses and this?" And he kind of points to the city. "You are no closer than you were weeks ago, and now you risk destruction. Give up the dragon head statue, and this can all be avoided. You have until dawn to deliver the statue to the cemetery." And then he steps back, or kind of floats back through the portal. And when he does, the portal vanishes. And as it vanishes, this projectile that was in the air lands on the brain, and the brain just blows up. Like, just, I mean, there's nothing left. It's on fire. So the street's on fire below you, and you feel like you can move again when that happens. But yeah, so it creates a loud explosion. That explosion kind of rings out over the city. And Efilas looks at you and says, "This is not good." And the episode ends.
Yep. There it is.
Great. Well, the other brain's dead now.
See? We killed it.
Yeah.
The other
Yup.
brain's dead now.
We killed it. He was real mad that we killed it, too.
The elder brain's dead now.
And now it also exploded. I mean, it was clearly dead. It just, like, splatted on the street. Definitely already dead.
So, like, it was in a state where Raised Dead could have brought it back. Raised Dead won't work anymore.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, that projectile was a direct hit. It just, it took it apart.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You should jump off of this tower and stab it.
Sure. Go for it.
And rain.
lot
If you can find a piece.
A lot of falling damage.
That's fine.
Oh, if you land in a brain, yeah, it cushions a good bit of it.
It's like jumping into a bush, right?
That's better. I feel like,
Yeah.
I'd pay good money to jump 7 stories into a giant brain.
I picture it like when those people tried to blow up that dead whale that was on the beach, and didn't realize they were just going to blow chunks of whale into the sky, and so now all over the street there's just big chunks of brain falling and crushing houses and carts.
Yeah, that section of Queensway right there is a mess. It's like messy brains and fire and lightnings, and it's
Yeah, we didn't need that street. Let's just cut our losses on that one. There's a lot of other streets.
It's just Queensway. It's just probably the most important street in the city. But it's all right.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But yeah, we made it back.
We're back in Emelis, and things are fine. Things are great.
Fine.
Yep.
The besieging army, and And I mean, you got the best vantage point for it, though.
Yeah, we'll just watch from up here. It'll be great.
Right.
Yeah, we need some people to go run the trebuchets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trebuchet crew.
You know that can be.
Need a barbarian on the trebuchet? Is that what you're telling me?
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
A trebuchet, then the barbarian could just drop a rock on their general.
The problem is that there are barbarians manning the trebuchets on the other side of the river right now. That's why they're hitting so well right now, because
Yeah, those barbarians, all they know how to do is kill things and do trig.
Yep.
Yeah. Never trust a barbarian with a great sword or a mortar. They're equally effective at both.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we just go out to the cemetery and give this guy the dragon statue, and that's it, right? Easy, right? Done.
Problem solved.
Yeah. No more siege, no more war. It'll be great.
See, and this is where, if y'all had been playing the evil party, this would have a totally different. The arc would be different from. It probably would have been different before now, but it would certainly be different now.
Yeah. Right. We'd be the party waiting in ambush in the cemetery.
Oh, right.
Waiting for the fools to come try to save the city.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. We'd be waiting for our version of Efilas to come back and be like, "Hey, I dropped the brain on the street and blew it up and told them they got to bring the statue here."
That's right.
Like, all right, we're gonna get them as soon as they come in the cemetery.
They come in.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's where we are.
That is where we are.
Book 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll
Yep.
we're gonna take a little D&D break here over the next little bit of time here while we figure out what some characters are doing, and also what
Yep. So yeah, we won't, as we mentioned before, we won't be back on Sunday, but we will be back some other time. We're gonna have a new schedule. It's not gonna be Thursday and Sunday at 9 every week like it has been for a while. But we'll put it on Twitter, so follow us there. Yeah, I know. It's
very
coming
sad.
to an end. This great run.
The pandemic gaming run has just been exceptional.
It's been amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now we get to keep the pandemic but have less of the gaming.
Right?
Yeah.
We thought it would be over, but
Yep.
it was just book 2. We thought we'd solve the vanishing, but keeps going on and on.
Yep. More people keep catching the vanishing. I don't know.
Are they though? Are people catching the vanishing now?
I think so. I mean, except I've heard in a lot of other cities and realms, they're getting it under control, but Emelis can't seem to
Not an
figure out how to do it. I mean, half the people believe it's a hoax, Like, yeah, people don't believe it's real. They think they'll be fine. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you're fighting against a lot in here in Emelis.
If they would just like have construct babies, then they would be able to solve this problem. But they keep having real babies, and
yeah. Or
the
if,
cycle goes on and on.
Or if like whoever, I don't know who's the king here. I don't even know. I never been here before.
Celsus Fathrun or something like that.
Look, if Celsus would just like coordinate an Emelis-wide response,
have a clear message that is also beneficial to the people that he's messaging it to.
Like, turn this thing around.
I mean, he trusted his COVID response team. I mean, he put Efilas and Bran on it. You know.
Oh boy.
About the vanishing, right?
And most of his COVID response team has died.
Yeah, that's true.
And most of his vanishing response team. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't die with vanishing though. Vanishing can kill him. Like, how many people have actually died of the vanishing? Is what
percentage. I hear most recovered without any issues.
Like, Oasia's had the vanishing for months now. So really, like, are we really worrying about something it's a thing, or are we just like worrying about something and upending our lives for what?
Yeah,
I can't remember because I have the vanishing.
right.
Upending our lives for? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Sure as darkness.
Right.
Oh, man.
Vanishing response team, the VRT.
Yeah, this is so. I don't know. I'm really kind of questioning a lot about Efilas now, knowing that he's on this team. Like, we should probably ask him some questions and find out, like, is he the Fauci of this team, or does he think there's like steam and stuff and all that kind of thing going on? Like, we got to figure out where this guy's at.
So,
because if we've been following him this whole time and if he's not the Fauci and we've been listening to him this whole time, this is bad.
I think Wigman is the Fauci, actually.
I say, maybe our government has similar prophecy that I have, and they just keep reading it, and they, like, what is going on? I can't understand what any of this means. They're trying to solve the disease with prophecy.
That sounds pretty on the nose, actually.
I was not trying to make a metaphor for life. I was really just trying to create a D&D game.
Yeah.
Art imitates.
Yeah, it's a really good escape game when we get to battle a giant pandemic.
Yeah. With no end in sight.
Yeah.
No one knows how to fix it.
From reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We know how to fix it. We just got to get everybody to the Astral Sea. Just got to. Yep. That's right. That's
we just get everybody to the Astral Sea. That's actually true. Yeah.
Right. So we know the solution. We're just not doing it.
Right. No. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody's like, no, I don't need to go to the Astral Sea. I'm not afraid of it.
Well, right. The thing of it is that, and I didn't want like Alacia to rub this in or anything, but the Leyden Isles have been sort of over the vanishing for a while now. Basically, Alacia was the last one that got vanished. They just hate it, so they want to destroy it all.
Yeah. So if you don't want to die of the vanishing, just go to the island that's about to be eaten by a kraken. That'll be much better.
I was gonna say I don't know if that's the Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
I think
You were gonna say that the Leyden Isles were only safe from the vanishing because they're islands, weren't you? That's what you were gonna say. But that's not it.
I was not going to say that. No. No, you're not safe from the vanishing. You're about to be eaten by a kraken. That's what John. Yeah.
Once again, that brings me back to the point of like who actually dies from the vanishing.
Nobody on the Leyden Isles.
Nobody dies from it.
Man, this is really poor writing on my part. I need to go back and fix all the writing. Yeah. You get the vanishing, you die in 1d3 days. It's,
We will be spoiling your characters. Josh and I will be happy. There's every session done.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I almost had one right now anyway.
I gave you an out.
Yeah, actually, on second thought, now seeing what's going on here, I'm I'm just going back to the Feywild.
I think that my army killer is currently helping hold up my monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your army killers?
Yeah, I mean, if we needed a PC to go kill an army.
Ah.
Of Ellenwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and that's how screwed up you've gotten our heads when it comes to like what a reasonable battle is. It's like, oh, it's an army. Let's just go out and fight it.
Yeah.
Yep. A small moment there when you had said like Josh sensed or Kel sensed 100 in that direction. I was like, well, it's only 100, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
Run right in there.
Right.
It'll be
Like,
great.
even though so many of our characters have died, we still have that fourth ed mentality of like, yeah, we can do it. We can do all of it.
Fine.
Yeah, you just can't get away with the shit in fifth ed that you could in fourth ed.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at my fourth ed notes when I was finishing this up, and like I looked at Dorsane's numbers from fourth ed, and it was like AC 44. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, I mean the number, like, you know, it was to hit plus 27. What or plus 31 or whatever it was. Like, well, I don't even understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So,
Checks out.
it's
right, and y'all hit him fairly regularly. Yeah.
yeah, Dork wasn't a problem, but the other guy was awful.
Yeah, the Death Priest, Hubrin was a lot worse.
Yeah, he agreed.
See, look, I think we know the solution to this. Like, we just got to make sure either like they have to do it or we got to make it look like they did it. But as soon as this invading army hits that tree, man, those people are going to be pissed and they're just going to go like destroy this army.
Oh.
Yeah. You mess with the tree, that's it. It's all
We just
over.
need to force them around to the south side and attack.
Yeah. Yep, drive them over there, get the tree on fire.
There would be one entity in the world that would be not happy with that tree. I mean, there would be a lot. There would definitely be one problem. Yeah.
Yep.
If you wake up a guardian,
Yeah.
We could use some
guardian mad at you.
No, because that's a fourth ed character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know who can't deal with fourth ed characters?
Fifth ed character.
Anyone in this realm.
No, if you had a group of 9th level fourth ed characters, and you put them against like the 20th level fifth ed characters,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe an even match?
no,
Maybe. I haven't looked at fourth ed in a while.
me either.
Yeah. No, I think that's the play. We get that guardian woken up, and then we just be like, yeah, we got that going on. And when you finish that, there's this guy in the cemetery. You could just like,
On how many creatures could he summon at this point?
Oh God.
I mean, with how many he used to be able to summon, I'm
Probably
sure
a lot.
Like, all right.
Yeah,
Army
probably
of
a lot.
I think Dragonfire would do a lot to that army.
Yeah. But what happened to all the Guardians?
I don't know what happened to them. They're just snoozing.
Yep.
One of them's making portals and bringing Illithid to the world. So
Apparently, one of them went evil.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you have to say about that one, Drew?
Yeah.
true to form.
Drew, don't tell him. Don't tell him. We talked about this, all right? All right. It was Drew's decision, all right?
He just had to get that evil character in there. We killed Gerb, and he was like, mm-mm.
Gerb was reincarnated into the Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, why would a Guardian turn?
Yeah.
Or was the Guardian turned?
Or is the Guardian doing something good and just we're not understanding it?
Possibly. Or Illithid mind control.
I mean, on the in the meta world, we can probably go with what Mike just said.
That the Guardian's doing something good that we don't understand?
Yeah.
Oh, Illithid are good. Oh, well, we're the bad guys.
We're playing a bad guy party.
Yeah. We haven't even fought the bad guys yet.
No. Ooh.
Do what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
We haven't fought the bad guys yet.
Well, I mean, you killed the brain. Or somebody killed the brain for you.
No,
We
killed
did it.
If we got the XP, we
You
killed
can all agree that the brain's dead.
Yeah.
Because of us.
Yeah, we can say that the brain is dead because of
The
you.
brain's dead because of us, yes.
It was dead when it got here.
It
Yeah,
was.
Dead on arrival. Yep.
DOA.
And we kind of fought. Like, we fought one of the bad guys for 6 seconds.
You wounded him.
I did.
That was your move. Now he'll remember you.
Yeah. Come at me. Do it
I
again.
bet he doesn't get shot a lot.
Hmm?
I bet he does not get shot very often.
We're going to get shot a lot more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if we can just find another spot with like a hallway and we can just do that big thing. Oh, Growlrez left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I
handy.
know.
Just before he got basically every round double fireball. Like mini fireball, but still. Twice around.
Baby fireball.
Baby
Or
fireball.
lots of them.
You never know. We might see Growlrez again.
Might. When my next character dies, who knows?
I don't know. We're pulling Growlrez out of the Underdark. Not sure about that.
Yeah, only if they go back in.
Oh, maybe we'll meet him on the astral plane. Bump into each other.
As you do.
As you do, yes.
Yeah.
So you see Growlrez and Caliph like in the Underdark after killing more Illithid. Is that like the plan here?
What's that?
Is that the plan for Growlrez?
Yeah.
To
Go elephant hunting with Caleb.
And some dwarves.
and then when that's over, what?
Follow Caleb around.
Oh yeah.
Him and Caleb
Yeah.
in a nice little cave.
Go
out
somewhere,
somewhere.
settle down.
Is that a platonic relationship, or is are there going to be
So
little
far.
half Schmurfneblin, half Drow babies?
That's actually where
First
we
drow.
get
Smurf Drow.
the character backgrounds from, like a
First,
gnome background and a drow background.
See, I'm just trying to set it up for Johnny's third campaign. 300 more years down the line, I can have this character that was a descendant of the Growlrez Caliph bloodlines.
There you go.
nice.
Thinking ahead.
Yep.
Like it.
But yeah, no, he's just gonna pal around with Caleb.
Yeah.
Go murder the Underdark.
So nomadic lifestyle.
I mean, he was already leaning that way before all this, so yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Cool.
At least until he vanishes. He's not that far.
Yeah, that's a good point. You better hope your surface world allies like do their job, you know.
Yep.
But they're probably going to give the Dragonhead statue up, so you're screwed.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, first order of business. Hand that over.
that was so.
Next book is really short.
Yep. Be like, all right. The
And
end.
they handed it over.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, whenever we'll definitely next time we play, I'll Blades in the Dark, and I don't know how long it's going to be between sessions from now. I don't know if we're still going to play next week at some point, or like that. Yeah, that's what.
We'll see.
So, but
So, Johnny, do you guys do Monday through Friday? Or is it a Monday through Thursday schedule for you?
Monday through Friday.
It is?
Yeah, I mean Friday is a different day, but it's still a day that requires a full day.
Okay.
Well, for the viewers, whenever we're back, we'll be back with Blades in the Dark. And so we'll see you then.
Bye.
Whenever that will be. Bye.
I didn't realize.